evening, all. How are we doing? Yeah, the non-COVID edition. I've still got a bit of a tickly throat. So, yeah, we are going to see how we get on tonight. See how long I last. I have tested negative now for the last 3 days, but obviously the throat is still bad. And before I waffle on too much, I'm going to get the boys in. So, first up from Scotland, it's the man himself, Big Stu, known as...
How you doing, buddy?
How you doing? Who has been out cleaning his bike, getting the cellulose spinners on it all week. Looks good. Looks good.
Yeah, it's getting there.
It's getting there. And just up the road from me, the man himself, Mr. Simon, GTR 1400. Evening, buddy.
Good evening, all. How are we doing?
So, as we know, we're gearing up for the MK Bike Show this weekend. It is going to be mad, absolutely massive. I've got most of the trailer loaded, just the 12 bikes to put on it tomorrow night. We're going to be there from 6 in the bloody morning, so that's going to be 18-hour day for us on Sunday. So
you know what I'm going to be doing at 6 o'clock in the morning, didn't you?
Sleeping, yeah.
I'm going to be turning over and scratching myself.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, we're going to be up there. I'm trying to get a load of the boys to pop in and obviously come up the bike show. So I've just messaged Bruce and was it username Kate? So I've messaged all the blogs and said, if you want to come up, we're up at the stand, pop in, see us. Simon's going to be about, probably wandering around, and no doubt we'll catch up on a load of people. So quick evening to everybody in the room. So Crumbly, Crazy Dad, BBB, Boo Rider, Moray Biking Loom, Bruce, evening Bruce. Who else have we got in there? Andy, Paul Keating, DNA Dane. Evening everybody that's joined us tonight. And not one mention so far of Simon's worst subject. I'm not even going to...
You go there, I'm going home. I'm going off.
It was just that someone messaged me and said, he said, I'm looking at buying a Ducati. And I went, why would you want to buy a Ducati? Really, they don't appeal to me. And he went, no, it's Ducat with an E on the end. And I went, what's that? And he went, it comes out of Italy. I'm like, don't even go there. Tell Simon, he will love it. And I went, I tell you what, you give Simon a tenner, he'll go down the garage, buy himself 2 gallons of fuel and tip it over your bike.
Tenner, you'd only get 1 gallon now.
I know.
Exactly. Well, that's true. Very true.
I worked out this week, I put over £90 worth of fuel in my bike this week.
Oh,
it's
Jesus.
The most I've ever spent in a week on fuel when I haven't been away.
That is mad. That is absolutely mad, isn't it? Right, I'm going to put the, let me just copy this StreamYard link up one more time. So for everybody, there we go.
One more time.
StreamYard link up on the side chat, guys. If anybody wants to jump in, come on and jump in the side chat or come and jump onto the main stream with us. Even into AB's just joined us from the States.
Anonymous biker, go Eagles.
Yay, how you doing, buddy? Boo, he was at, Paul was at Oakley last night. I didn't get a chance to have a go out. And I better let me just unplug this bloody crash helmet now. There we go. That's better. As you can tell, I'm uploading again by the incessant whine in the back.
Yeah, I thought we could hear the Dyson running again.
Yeah, the fan's going mad on this phone. Christ almighty. Andy's just said 230 quid on fuel for the Scottish trip. That's a bit.
Well, at least you're going somewhere and doing something. I'm just doing work.
Exactly. Yeah.
Well, I did go to Oxford. I did go to Oxford twice in Birmingham, but that's not the point.
That was a lot of miles Andy put in as well, though. So 230 quid for the North Coast.
Pretty good going.
So
I mean, Andy's quite tight. I'm surprised he didn't get off and push it half the way.
How was that bike going anyway, Stu? How far are you on?
It's all right. It's like I've just taken order of another 5 litres of cellulose thinners.
Oh, Jesus.
It's going okay. The sort of video that I posted was basically just a trial run. I was doing a test section of the frame. My mate Graham's, who you've seen ride, he's got the GSXR, the Lucky Strike bike. He spray paints bikes and stuff like that. So he had put me onto the cellulose thinners, that's actually used for spray gun nozzles. So
that's it, yeah.
He's like, do that on your frame. He says, get it back to the bare frame, and then we can work from there. So that's what I'm doing. So the video that I posted, that's basically what that was. So now that I know that it's going to work, I've got the 5 litres that I can just go over the whole lot. And I've got like the grey, I think it's grey Scotch Brite, which is the finer Scotch Brite. So I'll use that with that, and we'll get it back to bare metal, and then look and see what we're going to do.
There we go. BDV, just getting into biking, been driving a car for 23 years, getting bored, checking out 125 reviews past weeks. Great vids. Do a CBT and all. I tell you what, we have done so many ZSBs, and everyone said, why do you love the ZSB more than any other bike? It's a bare basic bike, most simplistic controls. All you've got is a horn indicator, main beam and dip beam, and a kill switch and a start button. That's all you need. Set of brakes, set of wheels, engines as reliable as anything, and they just go. And the thing is, they're only just over £2,000. I think it's 22.40 for a 125 bike. You can't go far wrong at that sort of money. And if you don't like it, you've only spent £2,000, you know, rather than throwing £4,000 at a main brand bike. So yeah, nice little. Check out the ZSBs. I've sold, I think, 3 of them this week now. So. Crumbly's just said, Stu, you're going to be as high as a kite in no time.
Yeah, I know. There was a lot of that video I had to cut out because I was talking crap, because I was like,
oh, look at the flying
Bad thing today. I put my leg over 2016 Africa Twin, loved it, offered 22. That ain't bad, you know. You can't go far wrong with an Africa Twin.
Yeah.
Good bike. Yeah. It's only something to hold me. What do you think of the? Do you know what the Mondials are pretty good bikes actually? Yeah, not bad bike. The other one I like is the Sinis Terrain. I do like the Sinis Terrain, the adventure bike, because that comes with the panniers and top box all built onto it. So yeah. Quick one. How much is the electric Lex Moto? If we're talking Cypher, they're round about the $2,500 now. They have got the 380 version coming, which is a lot bigger bike. But I was due to ride that in, I think it was June or July of last year. They offered it to me and said, do you want to test ride it? And I went, yes, send me an electric bike. If it's a full power, Exeter was going to get his hands on it as well. Until they found out that the controller either has one speed, nothing to 100%. There is nothing in the middle.
Rev, is that the batteries for it?
That's the kidding. Yeah, so it's back.
I've got the batteries here for it.
Simon's loving there. What do you all think, Buck? Yeah. CBR on the CBR, yeah, but they are going up in price. DNA's terrains have been great, yeah. You can't go far wrong. And the Michigan as well. Michigan's a nice little bike. They have got the new one out, which is the Detroit. It's half Michigan and half Tempest, I would say. But I am due to get a video on that this weekend. Paul's just said vote 500. Yeah, this is as good as the Zontes. Yeah. Yeah, cruisers too. So yeah, there is plenty around. Have a look for all the videos. See what floats your boat, as we say. I need a faster bike. Oh, there we go. Paul's looking at a ZZR 1400 or an FJR. Get the Z. Get the Z.
ZZR. The FJR you'll be bored on. It's a boring bike to ride, but it does everything.
Paul, you know it makes sense.
Yeah, got to be a ZZR. Got to be a ZZR.
Mind you, he's quite old. You might want the GTR.
Exactly. Yeah, it could be. Yeah, it's the man himself, Mr. Rhythmic. I did get your message earlier, Grant.
Sick note. How you doing?
Yeah. As he said, our video is taking its time to get up, but at the end of the day, your health comes first, mate. So yeah, it goes up when it goes up. You get yourself.
Yeah, just so hurry up and get better so you can put our video up.
Exactly. It's just to get a Triumph Sprint ST1050.
Especially if you want to ride like a girl. Yeah.
Yeah. They don't leak that bad now, do they?
Oh, what? Every Triumph comes with a free bag of kitty litter, doesn't it? Throw down when you park up, soak up the oil. So.
What was it they said about the Triumph dealerships? It's like every time during the night they put the oil trays under the Triumphs, and during the day they put them under the Japanese bikes.
Yeah.
Something like that, yeah.
You never want, what is it as well? Because they said, oh, the Triumphs are hand built in the UK. It's really good. Yeah, except if you bought one on a Friday afternoon.
Yeah.
That was made on a Friday afternoon. You know,
With extra royal
that
drums.
thing was never put in fucking properly. I ain't got a bowl of fitness. I'll stick one of them in that, dude.
But did they not have some sort of ECU reflash that they had to do quite recently as well?
Recently, they did on some of them. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That was quite a new thing. Yes, the bike show is on. So if you are coming down, Grant or Paul, we've got the stand. We're right at the back of the car park because we've got probably one of the biggest.
I'm doing a pre-bike show ride from Leighton Buzzard McDonald. If anybody wants to come down and meet us,
go and join Simon. Have a little pre-show ride, and then there's plenty of parking behind our stand as well, Simon.
Excellent.
So look for the big.
I shall seek you out, and I will park there.
Yeah, just park behind the trailer. Let's have a quick look. DNA Day. Are you going to try out the new bikes? We are in talks with a dealership down south to actually get the new Renegades in, but that's ongoing. Not much happening at the moment because obviously we're too busy gearing up for the bike show. But we're going to be taking 4 Lex Moto geared bikes, 4 Lex Moto scooters, and 4 of our big bikes. I think we are going to be taking the VMAX down there as well, showing the VMAX off. So that'll be a little bit of fun, letting people sit on the VMAX. We're also going to be taking probably my one just to show mine off, and the Triumph Street Triple.
Oh, the green one.
The green one. Yeah. Try and get rid of that. But yeah, see what happens. Not much for sale on Auto Trade. In fact, no, there's... we actually have a second-hand one if anybody's interested, up for £1,000, and it's a Lex Moto Venom, but it's done very, very low mileage. So if anybody, it's our old loan bike that we only used to lend out every now and then. So if anybody's up for a second-hand Lex Moto 125, give us a shout. I've only got a couple left. What time are you going to be there at Leighton Buzzard, he said?
Who said that? Oh, Paul said that. A meeting at 9:15. Departing 9:45.
Definitely. Glad you're back. Yeah, it's good to see Grant back. So it's I did see that him and Uncle Red were out the other day rescuing little sparrows in boxes or whatever they were doing.
They do anything to try and pick up a bird, wouldn't they?
See you there, Redneck. Let's just roll through a couple of these. Sorry. Buy at least 5 was that, but they're sold in hours. Yeah, thank you very much. I don't
know where you are, but I think I might know of one in Luton.
Yeah.
For sale shortly.
Exactly. The old side chat's really rolling quick tonight. If anybody wants to come and jump in on the StreamYard, come and jump in. Get yourself up on the
as well. I'm feeling very skinny.
Let me do. There we go. That's better. It's going to be nice, but it's going to be absolutely stonkingly horrible tomorrow morning. They reckon it's going to be heavy red thunder warning, so they say. But Sunday's looking very, very good. So,
which is great because I don't mind because I'm at home. I haven't got to go to work.
Exactly. There we go. No, it's jumping on the screen.
Very, very good. So, which is great because I don't mind.
Mute your YouTube, mate.
Mute your YouTube, all you bellend.
There we go. Evening, buddy. How are you doing?
Yeah, not bad, not bad. I'm in Chelmsford today, just looking after the kids.
Oh, lovely. So, I'll take it you're up for the bike show on Sunday?
Yeah, I'll be there. I've already spoken to Rhythmic. He's going to be there. I already arranged to sort of say hello to him when I'm there, and I'll probably be with a couple of friends if they can get up that early. It's a good 40-minute bike down the 421 for me. What a boring stretch of road that is.
I know. Yeah.
It's soul destroying.
You just have to move nearer. That's all there is to it.
And we're looking forward to seeing Lockwood and Zed on that track. So that should be quite interesting. Be a good bit of fun anyway.
Will be.
Yeah. As to obviously Brandon, because Brandon's someone can hear a vape going on. It's me. Yeah. So
Oh, he's back on the vape.
No, I've had this now for what are we now 4 weeks in, Simon, isn't it? 4 weeks without a cigarette, and I'm on my
Me, I
vape.
didn't write the date down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm doing all
Sorry,
right.
I'm just taking off my t-shirt today, and
Oh well, yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I've had one of them weeks that's been very, very busy. I've done some very long days and some very short sleeps, and I've done lots of mileage, and I'm just fed up now.
I've designed you a new T-shirt, Simon, and you can wear it on Sunday. It says on the back, "Ask me about electric bikes."
And on the front it says "fuck off."
Shall I get the disclaimer up early? Actually,
I mean, you might have to, because if these fuckers are going to start electric bikes, I'm going to start fucking swearing.
on the front, it's going to say "Stop me and buy one."
I thought it was going to say on the back, "Buy me and stop one."
Yeah.
I'll definitely stop one.
Exactly.
I'll tell you what, the other thing that's really pissing me off as well is electric cars, because they're fucking everywhere now, and none of the people in them know how to fucking drive.
Exactly, yeah.
I'll tell you what I tend to find at the moment is particular drivers of Teslas. They seem to drive in a very different way. They're very aggressive. and
Like
they like
arseholes.
Yeah, they like to be first off at the lights. But even my old Triumph will have a Tesla off at the lights, and it really does piss them off.
I did. One did want to race me, so I sat there and teased him first. I revved my engine. I said, "Now can I hear yours?"
Love it.
And as I pulled away with him, I played with him till like second gear, and then I went to see you.
Trouble is, though, after about 110 miles an hour, they start sort of gaining on you, and then they overtake you, don't they? It's just the only thing.
Yeah, but up to that point, you've won the race, and you slow down, you stick your finger up, and say "fuck you," tell her.
It's too late. You've seen the Battenberg on the side of a car.
I'll tell you what. I want to know when they're going to do something like they do with the Amazon robots, but instead of having an Amazon robot, you have a chair on it. So it turns up at your door, you put your money in the slot, you sit in the chair, and you get a little Amazon robot to take you from A to B.
Oh, it's not just the Amazon.
All the old
robot.
Starship things, right? One of the Starship things. Yeah, cool electric cab.
There's these little things that roll around the little towns and village streets. They're the co-op
Starship.
robots.
Yeah, Starship.
Yeah, I actually smacked into the front of one the other day when I was on my bike. It was crossing the road, and it was stuttering and going back, wondering whether to cross the road. And I thought, shall I slow down and stop? I thought, no. I opened up the throttle and I clipped this thing and I spun it round, and then it started going again.
Best thing for it.
Actually, I don't mind them little Starship robots. I think they're all right, especially for the people that are stuck at home and want to get something from down the road.
Yeah,
whatever reason.
The thing about it is the wee woman that was waiting in her 6 eggs that Paul went and smacked into.
Yeah, I never asked for them scrambled.
I want your eggs, love.
There was. Oh yeah! Congratulations on the 1500, Simon. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. That's gone up rather quickly this month. I was impressed with that, and I'm blaming my 360 videos. I did.
Yeah, your view count on your 360 videos has been quite impressive, to be quite honest.
I'm a bit behind with my YouTube videos. When I went to Oakley last week, they had Wollaston BMW motor ad, and I went up to the tent and I jokingly said, "Oh, I fancy a ride on that S1000." And he basically said, "Give me a license and I'll sort out the key." And I thought he was joking. Boo Rider was with me. And he said, yeah, go take it out. And I thought, well, I don't know. It's like a bit of an expensive bike. And if I go and bend it, I'm not so sure about the old £500 waiver fee. But I took it out for a gentle bimble. I didn't pin it too much. I gave it a little bit of stink on one of the roads. But I thought, this bike is a bit much for me, but it was a lovely bike. Very well behaved. Considering the power, it's very civilized. But would I buy one? I'm not sure. I'd have Boo Rider's S1000RR without. Well, no doubt, that's a beautiful.
That just
bike.
hurts me looking at that for a riding position. I'm just looking at it. I feel pain.
Yeah.
No, it's not as bad as you think, mate. Once you're on it, after a couple of months...
Yeah, once I'm on it, I'll be fine. It's just getting off again. That could never happen.
Yeah. I've ridden like my mate's GSXR 1000, and when I got on it, he's got rear sets on it, so his feet are positioned quite far back, and my hip flexors go into a spasm, and I have to
Yeah.
stand up, and
I got a bit of
it's
cramp.
Well, you're a tall lump anyway, aren't you, Stu?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
yeah,
How tall are you, Stu?
6'3".
Oh, right, so roughly the same height as me. So I get
Yeah.
that same problem when in the hip. You get that cramp.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and that's one of the things with the ZZR 1400. I've never had it. No, don't
Yeah.
experience it. I don't have bar risers. It's standard set pegs, but you can get the lowering kit for the pegs that lower it. It's basically just a bracket that goes where your foot hanger brackets go, and it just offsets the whole
Yeah.
pitch.
I like the peg height on the ZZR. If I have a ZZR, I'm going to need the bar risers because otherwise I get like a head and shoulder. And I was about
Yeah.
to take my mate Derek's ZZR out for a ride, but earlier in that day, he was down the 507 in Clophill, and a van decided to U-turn in front of him, and he T-boned a van.
Yeah.
Oh,
Quick one for BDV. I've just posted the link to the video. If you jump on that video, in the description is all the links for every bike rider or every channel that is on YouTube for all the boys. So you've got Andy's in there, Simon, Lockwood, Stu, all the guys are in there. There's loads. Just go into the description on any of my videos. Or if you go into Simon GTR 1400's videos, all of his videos have all got the links as well. So it's not just the UK bikers; it's all the other bikers as well. Evening, Greg. Good to see you back, mate. Yeah, thanks for the thing. I wasn't very well last week, but I'm back, and you can't shut me up again now, which is
Rev, can I say a couple of wee words about the news that we received this week with regards to Boothie from 44 Teeth? I don't know if you're aware, but Boothie was racing at the Isle of Man TT, and in practice week he had a really serious crash at Joey's Corner. And there was a press release from Boothie on the 44 Teeth website that he's actually had to have his right leg amputated below the knee.
Oh, jeez.
The injuries were so serious that they had to remove his leg. He's got spinal injuries as well, and his left leg was destroyed as well, but that's repairable. So it's just a massive thought for him and his family.
Bloody hell.
That's not good, is it?
No.
And the other one this week was obviously Gesto and Lane have had a big crunch on there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Poor old Emma's suffering, but Carlos is in a bad way. He's smashed all his shoulder up, and they look like that's going to be a surgery job on his shoulder. But obviously, no news as to what happened. On that, how they crashed or what happened. So there's a lot of people speculating and saying all this, and I'm not going to listen to what people say. I'm going to wait till I get it direct from the horse's mouth.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of people say, oh, they were doing this, they were doing that, they weren't riding correctly. I'm like, until you've actually heard it from them, so I'll let them do it in their own time. So yeah, unfortunately, it's not been a good week for bikers going down this week. So
no.
Anyway, as I was saying, Mum, motorcycling is very, very safe.
Yeah. Yeah, that's bad. So
the thing about it is, whether you're a professional bike rider or you're just like an enthusiast like us all, every single person, even the four of us on this panel, know the risks that we take every time we throw a leg up on a bike. I fully accept it. Yeah. And I think it was either Robert Dunlop or Joey Dunlop said that they would rather die of a bike than lying in bed ill and not getting out of it.
Exactly.
And that's my view on it. And I've always said to my wife's not into bikes. I said, if I die by bike, just know the one thing that I'm happy. Do you know what I mean? It's like selfish, is it? It might be.
It's the sacrifice we pay for the pleasure that you get on the two wheels.
100%. 100%.
Biker down courses, they are very, very good actually. Same as if you do any of these first aid courses. I did a first aid course on Tuesday, how to use a defibrillator, and it's a bloody good bit of kit actually.
They're easy now. They're dead easy. Boating Biker Bird, was Keith running the courses still for the fire service? I assume you did that with.
Let's see what she said. Oh yeah, the other one as well. Gemma Hanford, yeah, had a nasty crash. Yeah, 4-bike crash on Sunday in her latest race. She's daughter, bless her. She had to get airlifted out. So yeah, she was in a pre. But I think someone actually a bit tongue in cheek. He said, there are easier ways of getting a helicopter ride. I've got a helicopter. You could have had a ride in mine, but. Yeah, bless her. She's shoulder, collarbone, and lower back to come. So yeah,
not lower bike, lower back.
Yeah, lower back. Yeah, it was Keith, top bloke. She says
he is. He's a brilliant guy. I know him very well.
There was one. I think it was on the Oakley page. Let me just have a quick look. I was looking at it today. Where were we? Oakley Bike Club. It's easy to do it off my phone.
Right.
That was it. Yeah. If you're reading this message, you'll know that I'm gone. I've asked this note to be posted immediately after I passed. I've lived a life. Yeah. I lived a long and good life filled with adventure. I've had the privilege to be part of an amazing club, Oakley. Although I've had a public persona for decades, I've mostly enjoyed special time with my club brothers, family, and close friends. Please know I passed peacefully after a brief battle with cancer, and that was Sonny Barger.
Yeah,
I'm not an emotional bloke, and I don't sort of always show my feelings. But I got to be honest, that one actually got a lump in my throat. That one.
Yeah. Sonny knew it was coming, but he's left a note for everybody, and I thought that's really.
It's a nice touch. It's a nice touch.
Nice little touch to say, thanks guys, but and he died peacefully with his family around him. So bless him. So we move on, as they say. But there is obviously a lot of people are saying, oh, my friend's passed. We'd like a biker escort. There is a huge Facebook page, Biker Escorts UK. I think you're on it, Simon.
Yeah.
So I think Simon's on the Milton Keynes, the Buckinghamshire one. I'm on the Buckinghamshire one as well. And normally, if there is an escort that's required in the local area, bikers just, we'll donate our time. You haven't got to pay for your petrol. We cover our own costs, and it's just the fact that you're honouring another fellow biker. So
yeah, Andy did one last week, I think it was. For one of the girls in our group. His friend passed away, and he's a bit of a petrol head, so they did one last week for him. That was nice.
Exactly. Free deaths of bikers this week in Devon. Everyone's blamed speed and the bikers. It's not. It's 9 times out of 10. It's bloody car drivers.
Well, speed doesn't kill you.
Yeah, speed
doesn't kill you.
Stopping very quickly does.
I'd just like to add something on that one, and I know it's going to be sort of quite contentious, but I have not as much experience on bikes as you guys, and I know that you've probably covered a lot more miles than I have, and even in that short time since started riding the big bike, I've actually now covered around about 6,000 miles in that time. And in that time, I've come to the conclusion that I myself, and I'm going to speak for myself, I take total accountability of the distance I give the vehicles in front and my awareness of what's happening. And when I come to roundabouts, I see so many accidents. I see so many YouTube videos of people coming off in the wet in roundabouts. And it's a really silly little last-minute mistake, but it is all about, it's no bloody rush. You've got to take your time, and you've got to be aware that cars don't see us. The amount of accountability that we have to have ourselves. We can't always blame the cars.
No.
We just assume that they're going to be idiots, and usually they live up to expectation. And Simon,
I agree.
With his
I
videos.
agree. I'm very, very selective in how I overtake, and all my overtaking is always in my videos, and my overtaking is always considered. And one of the considerations that I make every time I overtake is the 3 kids that I've got in the house.
Exactly.
So, like, if it's going to be a risk, then it's not a risk I take.
No, it's all about planning your ride. You know, if you're ever in a hurry to get somewhere, that's going to be when you're going to get yourself in trouble because you lose your concentration.
There's a couple of things. There's a couple of things that affect riding very, very badly. Not knowing where you're going, and being in a rush,
and being in the wrong frame of mind and the mood. Because if you ever have an argument with the missus or your other half, the last thing you should be doing is getting on your bike.
But then again, like I've went out for a ride and I've not had any of those situations, but still not been in the right frame of mind to ride. Basically, I've maybe had a really, really hard, stressful week at work, and when I sit on my bike, I just can't engage my brain into the focus that you need. And I've seen myself 5 minutes away from the house, turn around, come home, just park the bike. There's always tomorrow.
Exactly, and shit normally happens when you're within 10 minutes of your home because they're the roads that you take most for granted.
I think I actually did it on one of my early 125 videos, and it's literally I think 6 minutes long, and I'm actually start the intro. Today we're out on this, and within about 3 minutes I've had 2 cars cut me out, and I went, do you know what? Time to head back for the garage, cup of coffee, let's have a rest for an hour, and we'll restart this thing and catch you later. Boom. Video lasted, and I just wasn't in the right frame of mind after 2 cars having a pot, and I'm like, nah. Andy's off to bed. He's up at 3 a.m. Have a great one, mate.
Andy, catch you later,
thanks for popping in, mate.
I shall be laying in bed naked at 3 a.m.
That's not an image I want in my head, Simon.
Oh my
Now
God.
you got it. Just think of me face down, naked, arse in the air. Here you go. One hand above the pillow, the other hand in my groin.
That's somewhere to park my bike.
Hey, my arse might be big. Ain't that big, fella?
I don't think it says that I will accommodate a 120 front wheel Stu. So
it may not.
Simon's just.
You won't get no bike park there. I'm a tight arse.
Right,
maybe racing tyres. Maybe racing tyres.
Facebook page for you guys. So that's Simon's just shared that one up. That's the Beds Escort Bikers. So that's the Bedfordshire version of it. So there is the Bikers UK, but that's the. Anyone have a link for the bucket?
I'm a bit worried now. Exeter's now thinking of me naked, and he's got to go and be alone for 10 minutes. Oh yeah.
He said, "Oh, he's going to shoot off for 10 minutes."
Oh yeah. My mum warned me about men like you. What are you doing there?
Hector, maybe that was the wrong choice of words, buddy.
Let me just see if I can find the biker escorts for Buckinghamshire. Hang on. That's the UK one. I know there is
a Bucks one. I can't think where it is. I did have a look.
Bucks. Talk amongst yourself.
And while you're doing that, the other important thing is in the first 10 minutes of your riding, make sure your tyres are heated up to the right level.
Really? What happens if it's raining? It takes longer than 10 minutes.
Well, then you take longer than 10 minutes, don't you?
What happens in the winter when it takes 15 minutes to warm your tyres up? Your tyres will warm up when they warm up. You don't have to do anything special to them.
Yeah, there's you've got there's the Kettering one. You've got a Kettering biker escorts.
Careful when you type in biker escorts because there's some dodgy pages out there.
I've just noticed that.
Definitely. A picture of me with my peekaboo leathers like that. Hiya.
Picture of Paul down there in his chat. Yeah.
There was one the other day. I think Andy sent it to me, and it was a picture, and it was basically mouth $25, front bum, as they say on a woman, $50, rear bum $100, and then gallon of petrol $200. He's been sending me quite a few of the old naughty naughties. Bless him, old Andy. The only thing is, it's like when my phone goes off in the office, he always sends it mid-morning, and my phone goes off, and someone, oh, do you want me to get that? Yeah, just answer me phone. Oh, you better read that one yourself. Why is that? It's got naked things on it. And I'm like, that'll be handy. Right, let me just roll through some of these. Requested on the beds one.
Yeah, for $250.
Oh, there we go. Simon's just said Hexer's going to shoot one off over an electric bike because I've been riding it.
Actually, Simon, I think we should set up some sort of charity thing where we sponsor you to ride an electric bike for as far as you can, and everyone will donate 10p a mile or some shit like that.
Oh, well, there we go.
That charity would make no money.
Yeah, probably.
Hold on.
Filled up the Escort the other day with diesel.
Reach around. I actually had a rather rude joke I was going to come out with, but it's probably not internet friendly, so I won't.
There we go. This one for AB, $250 gets you a free Triumph Sprint 1050 and 50 gallons of oil.
Well, that's good. That's good for the first week of the oil, isn't it?
Oh dear.
Brandon, how you doing?
I think it's a Triumph thing. My Triumph goes for a bit of oil.
MT's in the room. Evening, buddy. There we go. Crazy Legs.
Crazy Legs on a bike.
Yay, good to see you back, buddy. So he's doing all right. There's quite a few on the room. Don't forget, if you are watching it on the YouTube, don't forget, click the thumbs up. Give us a thumbs up.
Like the channel, otherwise we'll all stop talking.
Yeah, exactly.
Like the video, sorry, yeah.
Quick one for you, Simon. I did the
you never did. Did you use Cream first?
No, I did the H Cafe run, and I used the free music that was available on Wondershare.
Oh right, yeah.
Yeah, I got a copyright strike. Someone actually claimed one of the tracks as their own, trying to get a copyright strike. When I actually went into the channel,
attribution, you still have to do a credit.
Yeah, no, it's with the Wondershare stuff. As long as you're actually putting that it's Wondershare music, you're all right.
So I use Ben Sound a lot.
Yeah, but they claim the tune, but
I
when I
actually
compared their tune to the tune that I was using in Wondershare, it was same backing track, but theirs had got lyrics. So I actually made a YouTube complaint about it, and I messaged Wondershare and said, I've had a copyright strike from this channel that are claiming that it's your music, but they've got lyrics over it. Well, they can't have lyrics over it because it's one of our original tracks. Yeah. Wondershare went on YouTube, found the track and claimed copyright and shut his channel down.
Excellent. Well done.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing.
I uploaded a video a while ago and then I took it down again because YouTube turned around and told me I don't have the rights for this music that was on it, and I got it from Shutterstock, which is free with Cyberlink.
Yeah.
With one of their channels, and one of their parts of music must be very similar to something else. So I just deleted the video and then redid the music for something else.
Well, that's the thing about it, Simon. It's like they're using an algorithm to detect the music that you're putting on your videos. So obviously, somebody's not sitting there and listening to every single.
No,
computer systems.
It works the same as an app called Shazam. But what actually happens is, Simon, when you have all this lovely copyright-free music, other musicians actually use it and buy the rights to actually use a track to oversample for club music.
Mm-hmm.
And then what happens is when they actually use that sample music and they put their own take on it, or they add another riff or a beat or lyrics, they're allowed to actually copyright it for themselves. So that, I think, might be what's happened.
But I think see, even if you change, like, say whatever the track is that you're using, you only need to increase or decrease the BPM by about 5, and then it's a different track again, because it's not what was broadcast in the first place. So that's a way around it.
Yeah, you could do. I mean, even Ed Sheeran has had issues with copyright for a song he did. Do you remember on the news?
Oh God, yeah.
I when I originally started on YouTube, I used it was actually a YouTube channel called Bass Rebels. I don't know if any of you have heard of it. And Bass Rebels, you can basically go onto their YouTube channel and you can copy the music straight off their YouTube channel and use it. And then they've got a link in the description, and you paste that into your description, and that gives them the credits. And I use a program called ClipGrab. So basically what I do is just copy the URL link that comes onto YouTube, put it into ClipGrab, and it basically downloads it onto my computer.
Oh, God,
and it's free to use. It's another option if you're struggling for good music content.
Quick one for Crazy Daddy said, Rev, let you go. That was the last, I think that was the last couple of miles coming up to the H Cafe, and Boo was waiting for me. But I did pop it open a little bit and blur the clocks just to see if I could keep up with Boo. But obviously the GTR left him standing for a while. Yes, it did go. But as Simon said, I'm getting used to using the power now, so I'm not a podler anymore. I don't bimble around anymore. If I've got a straight bit of road, then we'll do it.
Yeah, we'll get you doing that round corners eventually.
See that thing, mate? It gets to the stage where you stop picking and choosing when you're doing it to just doing it all the time.
Exactly, yeah.
But you can look at that as being a good thing or a bad thing in equal measures.
Yeah.
Was Rev on his back? I went on the back wheel, but I did open it up a little bit. So
he was on the back wheel. He was also on the front wheel as well.
Are you over on Sunday? Yeah, don't forget. Bike show this coming Sunday. I keep going on about the bike show, so that should be good. And the best bit is we're only under McDonald's, so we're going to be in and out McDonald's all bloody day.
Screw that, there's a KFC opposite that. That's even nicer.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
Is it free to get in, or do you pay?
I think it's free to get in. Yeah, it's free to get into the bike show, and you just wander around. So we're going to be.
And if you want something to eat, I highly recommend the hotel because my two sons work there in the kitchen. So.
Well, we get free food then.
The best bit is we're taking a load of gear, and we're doing trade price on the gear all weekend just to clear the stock out. So if anybody wants some decent biker gear, helmets, gloves, boots, jackets, trousers, we're taking a load of that with us as well.
Can you dig out that microphone cable for me? Because my one's literally on its last legs.
Yes. While you're there, right, bear with me a second.
That's the thing I hate about the Ghost Drift Pro. It's a lovely, lovely camera, but the weak point is that bloody cable that comes, the screw-in microphone cable that comes out the bottom of the unit.
If you look at mine, Paul, you'll find some lovely black tape around it to.
There you go. So, right angle. Where are we? Right angle, and it goes into a 3.5mm jack.
Show me.
That's the wrong one.
That's not it. That's the wrong one, mate.
That's the one that I had in the other drift.
Yeah, the XL's got a screw-in one that goes into the bottom of the camera.
I need the screw-in jack one, mate. I think Exeter knows the one I'm on about. He had.
Yeah, that's the one that's in my drift. That's in the XL. So mine's got the 45-degree angle plug.
Because on the bottom of mine, there's like a little flappy door. I can put that in if I want the little flappy door hanging down, but I don't because then it's not waterproof. Then is it?
Paul, what's the weak point on that cable? Is it just see where the cable goes?
On the end where it's bonded into like
where it's overmolded. It's overmolded. Yeah. Right. Okay. So have you ever heard of a product called Sugru?
Yeah.
So get Sugru moldable glue. If you buy another cable, what to do is put it around the jack plug that goes in, obviously like the outer sleeve, and then run it down. Simon's got it there with just like tape. But if you get Sugru,
if you can see mine.
Yeah. I will see on that bit. See if you get Sugru and just run it about maybe a like 10, 15, maybe 20 centimeters onto the cable. Yeah. Just wrap it round. It basically
see where it's mounted. Oh, fucking camera. Where it's mounted. When I do a shoulder check, I'm pushing down on that cable.
Yeah.
That's because you're riding all tense, Paul. You're up here. Relax. Push your shoulder.
I'm relaxed.
MTB's in the room, and Gary's here as well, Mr. Burning Gas. Evening.
Hey,
Yeah, we've got a room. Even Diard's here as well. Yeah, everybody's here. So
Burning Gas has been putting some good videos out, and the last one about putting your knee down on the roundabout, so I had to comment.
I ain't seen that one yet. So
Yeah,
I won't tell you what I commented because I commented after you. So you have to go back and have a look.
Ali's not here to tell us that her other half has actually shelled out and bought her a big bite. What's going on with that?
I know. Yeah, she's got herself a new bit of kit, and she's looking at selling the Iska now as well.
Oh, there you go. Who's looking for a 125?
Yeah, anybody wanting the 125? Speak to Ali's. Good little one. Exeter's just said, how come you haven't bought an angled one yet, Paul? Not available? Or?
No, Exeter. I thought you were going to send me the link, mate. I can't find it, Exeter. I thought you were going to send me the link, mate.
Is that, can you not get like a 90-degree 3.5 male to 3.5 female?
Well, no, that's what Exeter I thought was on about. He was going to send me the link. He didn't send me the link.
Right.
But I'll do the Sugru. I'll do the Sugru for now because I've been through about 3 cables. It's getting to be a piss take now.
Yeah.
I've got to get up with it.
He said, "Oh, they're COVID."
Oh, they are, aren't they? Well, they were.
Yeah. The one I've got is just, I think it's USB-A. It's the really big one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But mine's, I've got a 45-degree one, and then obviously the other one that I've got is what I tend to do with, because obviously my Ghost, it goes in the back. It's meant to have a waterproof cover. But what I did with mine, rather than keep using the waterproof cover, I cut a lead down and then just cut the wire off of it. So all I do when I finish with it, I just insert that bit in the back of the camera. But there's no wire on it, and it just seals the hole up. Makes life a little bit easier.
Always comes in handy sealing your hole up.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, here we go again.
Oh, here we are. I just saw a video of Zed stripping in public. Yes, he was. He was stripping him at the back of the garages.
How else do you think he can afford 2 bikes?
Exactly. Paul, I've just put a link up in the private chat, mate. If you want
the Amazon one. I'm having a look at it now, mate. Yeah, cheers for that. Sweet. Oh, yeah, man. That's the one.
There we go.
Yeah.
Have you got that private chat one, Paul?
Yeah, mate. I'm just looking at it now. Sorted. I'm going to order it tonight.
Exeter's banned from all the shops. Too many fans around.
The only thing is, Paul, I don't think that will reach all the way in.
Actually, I've just seen further down on that page, there's one with a coiled wire. That actually looks quite handy.
Mm-hmm.
I'll tell you what, wiring in stuff in your bloody lid is a real pain in the arse. I put
hence the reason why I don't think any of the why of any of the big camera manufacturers not going down the Bluetooth route.
Exactly. I was just going to say the same thing.
Stability, probably, but yeah.
It's not because like I've got the Senna GP10 on the back of my Hero 4, which goes into my Senna. And it's probably the best audio that I've ever had and the most stable.
Yeah, your audio comes through really nice, actually.
G-Man.
How you doing, man?
Good evening, all.
You sound like Darth Vader.
How we doing?
Yeah, we're good. How's your week been?
Oh, been busy. Been trying to catch up with work stuff, bike stuff, YouTube stuff, you name it.
How was the Harley bike night?
It was all right. That's the first time I've been here.
Yeah, one of my pals was at it. Actually, the boy that I bought the ZX9 from.
All right.
I went down to see him tonight, and he said he was there, and he said it was really well attended.
It was. It was. Yeah. I think that was the third one, and it was pretty busy from what I can gather. So it was really good. A lot of American muscle cars turned up as well.
Yeah, he said that. He said there was.
So
it was a good.
Quite impressed. To say for a bike night in Scotland, it was actually probably one of the busiest I've been to. So.
It's a bit sad down there now that Ducati and Triumph are in the other building now. It's a bit.
I'm not surprised. I heard how much it is to rent.
No,
the
I
damn
know,
thing.
and I know that I've got a company in my work just now who are building us an extension, and they've actually got the contract for the Triumph.
Right.
They've got another unit in Hillington Industrial Estate, so the builders are going in to actually start working in that after they've finished ours. So that's already signed off. So Triumph will be back in Hillington within about 4 or 5 months.
Did you hear the story of what it's getting turned into?
No.
A private museum for a guy who has too much money.
Right. Okay.
And a lot of vehicles.
Right.
That's what I heard last night. I'm not sure how 100% true that is, but
all right. So it's like a private collection, but is it going to open it up to the public then?
I'm like,
well,
how many cars and motorbikes has this guy got? It's a bloody warehouse. So there we are. All fair play. It's a shame that it's sitting quiet, but
yeah,
so.
I know that it should be more lively than it is. It was a wee bit strange when we were down visiting Andy when we went to the West Coast, and to see it shut, you were like, that needs to be buzzing. That needs to be open.
It was
as well.
when it first opened, and it was like Harley, Ducati, and Triumph, and they're all in the same bit. It was always busy. Seeing a Saturday, Sunday.
Yeah, but then the renting rates make it uneconomical to survive.
That's yeah. But that's that needs, whoever owns that building should be ashamed of themselves.
Of course,
charging.
Of course,
because how are you meant to get any business to start up in Glasgow if you're going to charge astronomical, unrealistic prices?
Yeah, considering where Ducati moved from.
Oh no.
It's a prime location, It's like where Ducati moved from.
Who's got that? Somebody's got the browser open.
I just heard myself again.
Sorry, that was me. I was fucking about. Sorry, apologies.
It sounds like a kettle boiling in the background.
That's Rev. That's Rev. Rev's boiling.
Tea all round, Vicar.
Mountain too.
That's my computer. I've got the fans going absolutely nuts on it at the moment. So,
right, okay. Anyway, congratulations, Simon, on your subscriber thing, man.
Cheers, buddy. Thank you.
YouTuber now.
I'm getting there.
What I want to know is, Gareth, when are you going to buy that bike that's advertised on eBay?
Which one?
I was looking. I was like I normally do. I flick through the crap on eBay just to see what's up for sale this week.
Right.
Now this thing is American. It's called a Boss Hoss.
Oh, I love them. I do. Oh yeah.
5.7 litre V8 Chevrolet engine in it.
Is it the Chevy? What's the one that's got the Dodge Viper engine?
What is it? 5? Yeah. There we go. Look. Iron Horse.
Iron Horse. Oh, Jesus.
V8. It is absolute nuts. V8 muscle bike. You just wonder how much flame or how much noise them exhausts are going to put out.
When I went to that bike week in Daytona, they had the owners club was there with those things, and not many of them.
It's a jewelry caliper on it. That
5
was wider than my car.
V8. 225 70 15 back tyre.
That's crazy.
A quarter of a mile in 10 seconds.
No, that's what we're talking about.
That is, the only thing is £29,000.
Oh.
But would you buy a bike off Gumtree?
No. I'm after another bike, but I think that one's a little bit beyond my budget at the moment. So way beyond my budget at the moment. Crazy. How's the build coming on, Zed?
That's okay. Slowly but surely. I've got another few sort of jobs to do. I'm going to take. I'm actually thinking of taking. It's making me cringe when I think about this, but I'm actually thinking of polishing the rear swing arm.
All right, okay.
So I'm not sure yet. But
right. Wait, now I thought you were going to go all American on me and extend it out.
no,
and make
no,
it
it's
a
not.
drag bike.
It's not extending. It's not extending.
No.
See, the thing about it is, see when the bike's actually done and
Right.
finished, I'm going to sell it. I'm not
Aye.
even going to ride it.
You're on the wrong page. That's why crumbly.
Right.
Just, I don't know. It was maybe like an impulse buy, but it's one of these things.
You know, it's not such a bad thing if you're going to buy one, spend maybe a couple £100 on it, flip it, and buy another one.
No, I'm not doing that. It was.
No.
I think it was just it's boredom of not see the fact that the ZZR 1400, other than doing oil changes and stuff like that, there's not much more that bike needs.
Right.
And having the ZZR 600, which was a 20-odd-year-old bike anyway, you're doing stuff constantly to it to keep on top of it. I think that's the part of it that I probably missed.
Right.
And this bike being, well, mine was an NOPQR, so it's only like 3 years older,
Right.
than 3 years younger, than my original bike, and so you can imagine the kind of things that it needs done as well.
Yeah.
It's just like bolt replacement and just
yeah.
all the wee niggly things that you see, and that I missed that part about that bike ownership, and that's what I'm doing with this.
Right.
I'm not spending great amounts of money on it. Don't get me wrong. Everything I'm doing is very much cosmetic.
Right.
Mechanically, the bike's sound. The bike's only done.
You know what I mean?
It's only done 15,500 miles.
Yeah, engines are bulletproof on those things anyway, aren't they? To be fair,
Most of them are, yeah. Most of them are.
So I mean, like the thing about it is like the boy who in John Diehard in the side chat, he knows Danny, who I bought the bike from. I got 3 different screens with it. I've got 3 exhausts. It's a single-sided exhaust, but he gave me 3 exhausts. I've got a full set of front brake calipers. I've got 3 rear brake calipers. You know, it's like I've got loads of different things that came along with the bike, as well as a lot of electrical connectors and stuff. Which, when I do sell the bike, which I will be doing at some point, I can sell that along with it. But what I'll do is I'll rebuild all the calipers, reseal them all, and have them just ready to swap out on the bike. So it basically becomes a selling point as well. So
somebody will get a good bike out of it when you come to sell it. So
see at the end of the day, it's like my ZZR 600. I know the guy. I sold it on to a guy who only rode it for 100 miles, and then I knew a guy on my Facebook page who was looking for a bike, and I put him on to the boy that I sold the bike to, and he bought it. And I had a whole complete set of front forks, full fork assembly, everything that I've handed on to him. I gave him a full itemized list of everything that I had done to the bike. And even now he comes on and he's like, listen, this is anytime I get near this bike, everything's greased, lubricated, everything's just exactly the way it needs to be. There's nothing seized together, nothing.
That's good.
You know, really and it's great, and he loves the bike, and he's just actually clipped it over 70,000 miles, so he's loving it.
Well, I've got my crystal ball in front of me.
What's the prediction for the lottery then?
No.
Late now, isn't it?
This is a bike crystal ball. I'm going to guarantee the 3 top are going to be the GTR brothers soon.
No, not a chance.
I can see the Kawasaki GTR being bought next year.
No, not a chance. Not a chance. I've got more. It's more likely that I would buy something like the H2 than I would buy the GTR, to be quite honest.
Cracking piece of machinery, you know what I mean? You've got the right bike to move on to the H2. I've seen some rather interesting people buying those things in the last few months. Yeah. And when you think they've went from a ZX6R to the H2, you think to yourself, is that the most smartest move you're going to do in your life?
See, what I'm planning on doing is I'm planning on taking the ZZR to Crail.
Right.
Because I want to get it onto its top speed. I want to max it out safely.
Right.
See, I don't see the H2 as a progression from the ZZR, because completely different bike in many respects. The architecture, the seating position, the power delivery. I don't get it because I know a lot of people that have got H2s and they love them. Don't get me wrong, it's a fantastic bike. But I don't see it as progression from the ZZR.
No.
No, it's not, but it's just it's a different power delivery. It's just a different system altogether. Different experience.
Yeah.
Oh, and John Diehard saying, "Tell Gareth what Danny bought after I sold me the ZX9R. He bought a Harley." So, well, he didn't. He didn't buy a Harley. His wife bought him a Harley. So, and it's a lovely bike. Incidentally, it had a stage 1 tune on it, and the ECU just blew, which they had to get Harley to fix, and then they had to put the pay for the stage 1 to go back on it.
Oh, right, okay. Right.
But anyway, that was. But he loves it. He loves
it. Good. More people for the cause.
I didn't actually think Harleys were actually quick bikes until today. I was trying to keep up with one down the A120. He was doing a nice cruising 90 miles an hour, and I was right behind him. And they must have seen me and thought, let's have a little bit of a game. They opened it up, and I thought, no, I'm not following because I know the coppers are going to be down there further. But I have to say, I was impressed at the acceleration from 80 to whatever they got up to. I didn't think they had it, but I was wrong.
You know what it was?
Softail.
Paul, it's probably, if I could, I don't want to, and I'm not in any way dissing a Harley Davidson, but when you think of a Volkswagen Golf petrol GTI and a TDI, the TDI is faster because of the torque, and that's where the Harley gains it, isn't it? It's like
it just blew away, and I thought, no, I'm going to leave you alone because I know I'm going to get lifted. I'm one of them unlucky blokes that get lifted, and imagine me having to explain to a copper what I'm playing at. But that Softail shifted like shit off a shovel.
See, my last video, the one that I was stripping the paint off the bike, I actually spoke about it, and I have been looking at Harleys, probably more serious than I ever have in my life. and I did say in the video that I'm not a Harley guy.
It comes to us all.
If I win the lottery, there's definitely got to be a Harley in my garage. There would definitely be room for a Harley. But ordinarily, if I had like 30 grand to spend on a bike, my first choice wouldn't be a Harley. It's not my style of bike to run to. I don't know.
I'll tell you what, we had one in for an MOT last week, and I said to him, leave the bike with us. Any alarm on it? Oh yeah, but there's a particular way that you've got to do the alarm. And I went, right, what's that? Get the little bit in the middle and you turn it to the right.
Yeah.
That runs the ignition. He said, press the blipper twice and it's left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, and it comes up 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1 on the dash. When you've done that, then you can hit the start button. Oh, okay. 5th attempt, I managed to do it after the alarm kept going off.
That's it, yeah. That's a default.
That was a fat boy. But that thing, oh god, when I fired it up, fence and
I thought most Harley owners had things like electronic kill switches and stuff. What you got on yours, Gareth?
Well, I've got them. Obviously, it's allowing the mobile. It's keyless start. I've got in mine, so it's a mobilizer. What Rev's talking about is if your key fob battery goes flat, you get it on a pin number, which will override it, and you can start it locally.
All right.
When you switch the bike off, you've got to do it all again.
It's like a PlayStation cheat code.
Yeah.
The problem is
square, circle, triangle,
what Revs just gave away there constitutes about 90% of Harley owners in the UK.
Yeah, it's a factory default.
What Gareth done was when he got his bike, he actually got the pin number personalised to me.
Yeah.
So somebody who says, "Oh, I know that pin number because Mr. Rev Bombs just said it," I'll try and start Gareth's bike. Right, exactly right. Well, if somebody tries that crap on my bike, they're going to be sitting there for a long time because you know how many different variations there is. The amount of pin numbers that are on there. So I'll put the pin number in it,
696969.
Anyway, Gareth, what is yours? Just tell us. There's only us here. Go on, just tell us.
It's all us here, the rest of the internet. It's go and yourself.
Gareth, you can say it. It's after 9 o'clock, mate. Say it.
I know. So anyway, all I was going to say is you'd enjoy riding my bike. My Harley's got a stage 5 in it, and it really does. The torque in that thing's unreal. I mean, I've blasted down the motorway in that thing, and some people just look at me funny as if to say, "How's that Harley going like that?"
Yeah,
well, that's exactly what I thought, mate.
One of the boys that was up with Andy, he had a Harley, and I'll tell you what I was impressed with: the bloody sound system on it.
Oh yeah.
He's actually spent money upgrading that. So
we were honestly, we were standing outside West Coast Harley, just banging the tunes out.
But the problem is, right, Harley sound systems on the standard are awesome.
Yeah.
Remember, we all know that speakers run on airspace.
Yeah.
Right. Increasing this and changing the speakers for aftermarket ones does nothing.
No.
Because you're not improving the airspace around them to benefit from the mid-range and the bass and all the other stuff. All you've really got to do is play around with the settings. Now, you're not going to believe this, right? The amount of people that have spoke to me over the last 12 years about my stereo is very quiet, Gareth. How do I fix this? Have you actually turned up the volume on your phone? It's been deadly serious. Because it's Bluetooth, right? So they're Bluetoothing their music from their phone to the 6.5-inch boom system that's in the screens on the touring bikes, like one I've got. But they're going, I have to crank it all the way up to hear it. So I said, give me your phone. I'll unlock it. I'll turn the volume up on their phone and I'll say, now turn your speakers down to half and you'll still hear it.
Yeah.
Because you don't understand that it'll only go to the maximum level of the source code.
Yeah. Well, I was really, really impressed. Really impressed with the NAIs. Like,
that's good. By one.
There's like one of the guys was I was sat. What was it? What are you saying? He was sat in the local Weatherspoons or something, having a beer,
right?
And they were chatting bikes, and he said, I've got this really good picture of this topless model posing on my Harley." And he's got like the big bagger version with all the things. So she's laid there with her boobies out, little thong on, and he said, "There's me sat in Weatherspoons," and he showed his mate, and he went, "I'll send it to you. I'll send it via the Apple app."
The airdrop. Yeah.
And he's done this thing, airdrop, and he went, "Watch this." He sent it to 27 other people in Weatherspoons. They're all these blokes are going, "Fucking hell's going on?" I said, "What app's that?" He said, "It comes free with the Apple. You can just drop it to everybody."
That's right. That's right.
I got one of them Dolly Birdies sitting on one of the bikes on the CCM stand at the Peterborough show. I went up to her and I said, "It's all right, love, if I take a picture of the bike?" And she started getting okay, yeah, I'll just like get into my pose. I said, "No, love.
Move out the way, sweetheart." Move out the way.
Yeah, right pissed off with me.
Right, Gareth, the question is, out of all the bikes that were in Harley, which one do you think tickled my fancy?
Me? I am going to say that'll be the Lowrider S with the turbo bolted onto the side of it.
Yep, exactly.
Don't say a Cyber will be good.
I'll tell you though, right, as much as I like that bike, I could build you one for less.
Aye.
It's no disrespect.
It's nice, isn't it?
It's very pricey.
Yeah.
And I looked up turbo kits and bikes and stuff and that, and I'm like, I could put one together for you for less. Not maybe mechanically, but I can get you the parts for less.
Yeah.
So, aye.
Interesting.
It's an awesome piece of kit. I know someone. I was talking to the mechanic. The mechanic was my friend of mine who works in there, and I was through I was at the bike night, and I was talking to him. somebody's putting together a 131, then bolting that turbo on it.
Right.
I'm just like, you're gonna die.
Yeah.
It's just too much power. It's like it's too much torque.
Yeah. Yeah.
It'll just spit you off the thing. You know what I mean? It's like
If it doesn't mechanically just
given.
collapse, yeah.
Yeah.
Because
so,
like you were saying with your stage 5, like your gearbox is now the issue.
that's right.
For doing anything else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm maxed out. I can't take it. It can't take any more.
Yeah.
And I'm not
Can't take any more power, Captain.
You cannot take it. You cannot take it, Captain.
I'm not paying $4,000 for a gearbox. I can get another bike.
No,
so.
that's understandable.
Yeah, I mean, I'm quite happy with it. I'm all about the journey, man, and my mate packers.
Yeah.
I mean,
Are you still on the lookout for another bike?
I'm in. I test rode 2 in America, and I test rode 1 just last week when I came back at West Coast.
Yeah.
And I'm still trying to decide if I want a Softail or go for another touring bike, but I'm not sure. So, I quite like the idea. I love Sarah's bike, as you know. Sarah's new bike's absolutely wicked. That Indian just I actually can't go over how good that Chief is. It's one of those bikes you put it in the sports mode and you just want to throw it around everywhere.
Yeah.
My cruiser, everybody looks at it and goes, nah, not that kind of bike.
The only Harley I like is this one that I'm following. If I had the money, I'd be round and rip the guy's arm off tomorrow for it. And you know what?
Not this night road again, is it?
Nah, look at that. Now that is a bit of kit.
You know, if I had a penny for every time you've mentioned this bike, you'd have bought it by now.
That is just a gorgeous looking bike.
I would have one. I would have one of them. I like that. It looks really menacing.
Yeah.
That's the night rod, but the only thing is it's 35 grand.
I'll sell you one for 18.
For how much?
18.
What, you can do one of them for 18?
I've got one of them. Yeah? Are you serious?
Yeah, he has. It's nice as well. If I had the money, that is the only Harley that I like. But then they went and discontinued the V rod and the night rod.
No, the reason I've kept mine is because it's 14 years old and it's limited edition, and people it'll be sought after forever.
Yeah,
it's got the Porsche logo on the side of it. So, and those that they keep trying to buy off, they have been trying to buy off me at West Coast all the time.
Yep.
But they won't give me the money that I want for it, so I just keep telling.
I know that when you were talking about changing your bike, you were a wee bit sort of miffed at the sort of response you got with sort of trade-in wise.
Oh,
because the thing about it is because you're a Harley guy, you know as well as they do how much that bike's worth.
Oh, aye.
And right. you know fine well that whatever they're giving you, you know what they're going to put price wise on that on the showroom. Which is a personal kick in the balls.
That's right. I said that to them. I says, you fine well know that you bring that bike in on a Thursday, it'll be sold by the Friday afternoon.
Absolutely, 100%. They've probably got somebody lined up for it already.
Well, that was what Sarah had heard through the grapevine when I was away. They said that they're asking if my paint job was standard Harley, and I says, well, it's mimicked. It was a custom paint job, but I stole the design from Harley and made it my own.
Yeah.
And then when I did all the bars and the big wheels and the front and rear wheels and stuff like that, they were all a bit like, holy crap, you have literally the only thing original left on the bike is the engine and the frame.
Mm-hmm.
And I still have all the standard parts, which is even better. You know, so but if somebody wanted to give me the money for it, I would probably sell it, but because nobody wants to, then and I understand because things are a little bit crap right now, so I'll just hold on to it.
Yeah.
You know, so it's fine. You know, I love my motorbikes. They're part of me. They're part of the family here. So it's almost like I'm not going to give. Nobody would give their child away. Well, some people might, but you know what I mean. I'm not. It's like this is one of my members of my family.
Yeah.
And so
you're emotionally attached to it. And that's that. Well, emotionally invested in it because of the work that you've done in it as well. You know, it's like that's every bike that I've had that I've put a spanner to. That's what happens when you put a spanner to your own bike.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Because you know it intimately. You know its good points, and you certainly know its bad points as well.
Somebody wrote, Harleys make me sleepy as well. Sleepy?
No, I was enjoying the conversation, actually. I do like Harleys, actually. I do like them. So.
Oh, we all just can't wing around in a Kawasaki GTR, sound like an angry boss.
Okay, you should check out my personal Facebook page. There's loads of pictures of Harley on there with me sitting on.
Yeah, but Gareth, can a Harley outwit an oncoming Audi A3?
No, I'll be dead. And it was an Audi A4.
Oh, was it?
And the driver had blue eyes.
Yeah.
and brown pants.
Yeah, and you had a brown saddle. I'll tell you what, you do notice a funny thing. I nearly had a head on the other day when this blue VW Passat was on the wrong side of the road on my road going out of town. Right. And I swear to God, I could probably identify him in a lineup. And later on that night, I've gone to my local pub. I parked my bike and I looked in the car park and there was this bloody VW Passat. Right. I went blazing into the pub and I said, hang on, the green bar is up, the disclaimer is on. I said, who the fuck owns that blue Passat? And the guy stood up. He said, me. I said, who are you? He said, I own the pub. I went, right.
I'll have a pint of lager, please.
Yeah, that was a scary moment.
There you go. What was you saying, Gareth, before he started talking?
Sorry.
I said, well, most of my bike's kind of bigger than most Audi A3s.
Oh, yeah.
And the thing is, I don't put myself in that situation in the first place. I'm too busy cruising.
I don't. It's very rare I do. And I've got a long, complicated excuse
I've seen
why it
your
happened.
videos, Mr. Simon. I've heard your language on those cameras. Look at this, bell end. Look at this, bell end.
Yeah, but they are usually somebody else's fault, not mine. That was my fault.
See, I don't see you. Like maybe we all ride, we all use our bikes. Like you guys maybe do a lot more commuting than I do. You know, when I come home, I get up in the morning, ride my bike, and or early afternoon, go out for a cruise. You know, go for 40, 50, 60 miles, clear the head, come back and chill out. You know, whereas a lot of sports bikes, you're on it. You've got to be. You know, you're on it. I'm relaxing. You know?
Yeah.
What the fucking hell is going on here?
That's all right.
It's a different ride. It is. We're all different. Yeah. You know, I'm just out to chill out, my Harley.
When I go out,
ride, I'm always making progress. So overtaking for me is second nature.
That's the thing that I was going to say as well. It's like because of the power that's in my bike, it's like when you're talking about 100, maybe not even less than 100 in some instances. Yeah. I can be out and in and by, and it becomes part of the ride, and you're looking that far up the road. I'm not harassing car drivers. I'm not putting myself under pressure. It's just making good progress.
Right.
And
so
like,
I have a question for you, right? Every one of you guys run, I'm going to assume it's going to be like you got the Kawasaki, you all three of the Kawasaki. What is it you got yourself? What have you got yourself? Is it
Triumph?
Triumph 1200.
Right. Some people buy these big, powerful sports bikes and stuff, right? And in order to justify what they've bought, they've got to ride it like the store. Yeah. Right? You know, it's like in and out of traffic, you know, 120 mate, you know, whatever, right? And whereas I don't see that to me doesn't amuse. It doesn't really feed. It doesn't. Yeah. I don't bond like that with it. You know what I mean? It's
like that's fair comment. A lot of people are like that. The reason I bought my
whole thought process behind having a 1200 was for purely and simply two reasons. One, because I wanted a comfortable cruiser to do long distance and motorways, because I live in St. and I travel to Essex a lot to see my kids, and I like to take a bike rather than a car. The other one was having that sort of power. I can sit on that bike and I can think to myself, I've got nothing to prove. It's a 1200cc bike. I know it can do 130 miles an hour. I know it can do 0 to 60 in about 3.5 seconds. It's no problem at all. So I've got nothing to prove. So I sit on that, and if someone pulls up next to me in something like a Fireblade or a Super Blackbird and stuff, I can just look at them and think, well, I can keep up with you. I can keep up with my mate on his ZZR, no problem. So that's part of the reason. I don't have to push myself because I know what I can do. So I've got nothing to prove, and that's part of the reason why I like the big bikes, because you've got nothing to prove.
So it's like when I go up to like the Green Valley, like Zed will know what I'm talking about. And, up to Oban and stuff like that. I'm just cruising. Yeah. I'm sitting at 60, 70 miles an hour on a big Harley. I've got the music on. I've got my sunglasses on.
But,
and then all of a sudden, all sees this. It's somebody like Simon.
No, Gareth. Like, say for example, you're leaving the Green Valley and you head over the Dalmally Pass, going into Oban.
Aye.
Now, to let the guys understand that don't understand, you can do 70 mile an hour practically all the way there.
I love that.
Just with the flow of the road.
That is awesome.
I'm listening, man. I'm listening, Zed.
That's the thing about it. It's such a flowing road, and you can do that, and like it is very, very tight. I'll ride with guys.
If you consider I do 20,000 miles a year, and 19,990 are ridden exactly the same way as you do, Gareth.
Yeah.
Listen, man, I'm all about the journey.
The reason I bought the ZZR 1400 is like I had the ZRX 1200S.
Aye.
And I also owned the 600 ZZR 600 at the time.
Right.
I was a forum administrator on ZZR International, which basically we ran the whole sort of website for ZZRs throughout the UK. And my dream bike from the minute I owned a 600 was the 1400.
Yeah.
Because that was the pinnacle. That was as high as it had went. It would have been the 1100 before that. It wouldn't have been the 1200 because the 1100 was a better bike.
I love the 1100.
Yep, the 1100 was a far better bike than the 1200. So the 1400 was the next step to that. So what happened with me was I owned a ZRX 1200S and I loved that bike to bits.
Right.
That was a 5-speed muscle bike. It had the engine of a ZZR 1100, but it was detuned to have more torque and very low top speed. So it topped out, I think it was about 100 and something mile an hour.
Right.
But to get there, it was impressive.
Yeah.
Rental bars on it. It was a beautiful bike.
Right.
And over the year and a half that I had it, I totally gelled with it. It was one of those bikes where it got me and I got it. Every time I rode it, I loved it.
Yeah.
So I was selling the ZZR, and the guy who wanted to buy the ZZR wanted me to MOT it, which is fair enough. So I took it into the garage. I took it into the garage to get an MOT, and the 1400 was sitting.
Right.
So what do? You ask the question, how much will I get from a ZRX?
Yeah.
And Alistair, who sold me the ZRX, is like that. He's shaking his head and he's like that. He says, I'm looking at the internet prices just now and I can't even offer you the book price because the price is higher.
All right.
See, what had been, I don't know if you know anything about the ZRX, but Eddie Lawson brought out a race replica of the ZRX, which was in green and white.
I know the one. I know the bike.
So, yeah,
square headlight.
Absolutely, with the Olan's rear shocks and stuff like that. So what had happened was a lot of the ZRX owners were buying the S and converting it to the R. So S's were getting rarer and rarer, so the price was starting to bump up a wee bit.
Yeah.
So basically what happened with me was the price of the ZRX and trade-in as opposed to what I owed and what I could put onto the 1400, it all fell into place.
That's good.
And that's how I own the 1400. But I would be more than happy now to still have the ZRX 1200 because it was more than a capable bike.
Oh, I mean, listen, all I owned before a Harley was Kawasaki's.
Yeah.
I had a Z1000, I had a ZZR 1100, I had a ZX10R.
Yeah.
Every bike, I was a Kawasaki man through and through. My wife, she was in a lot of the Yamahas. She's always been a lot different.
Well, see, come November, I make my final payment on the ZZR on November. And one of the things that I'm planning with the ZZR 1400 is under seat exhaust.
Oh, very nice. No, very nice.
ZX10R, yeah, absolutely.
ZX10R was on my bucket list, actually, funnily enough.
Yep. So,
I love mine.
Aye, as a beautiful bike, the ZX10R.
Who's boiling the kettle? Is that you, Rev?
That's me.
Yeah.
Is that your computer? Throw it in the bin. It belongs to the 90s.
Well, someone said to me, "You've got to try the Dyson ball cleaner," but I spent 2 hours in hospital.
Whoa. Ball cleaner.
Easy. It's not. What you're saying about the GTR? I wanted a GTR nearly 8 years ago,
right?
Because I like the look of it. That was all.
Yeah, I get that. Yeah.
I test rode one and I was scared. I was scared, so I got the Kawasaki Versys 1000 instead, and I spent 4 years riding that before I eventually 3 years ago traded up to the GTR.
Yeah,
I felt I was ready for it. But
I see the.
I liked it first because it's the first bike I've ever had that every time I park it and walk away, you turn around and look at it.
Yeah, I'm the same. I'm the same with mine.
If you haven't got a bike that when you get off, you turn around and look at it, you're on the wrong bike.
I get that. Yeah. I do
When
that.
I've been in Orlando and I've been riding the Electroglides, every time I've parked one of them up, I've turned around and looked at it, and that's just to make sure I haven't dropped the fucking thing because it cost me.
Oh, boo!
No, seriously, no. On a serious note, no, I do turn around.
Get my friends on you.
I'll tell you, Gareth. I'll tell you what. See some of the wheels. See some of the wheels on the Harleys. They're absolutely beautiful.
Oh,
the design that was one of the things. I'm an engineer to trade, and that was what fixated me. Was some of the wheels, some of the rear wheels were absolutely beautiful. And a lot of thought and a lot of attention to detail being put into them.
Well, is that better?
Much better.
It just sounds like it's simmering on the edge.
I've moved my bike away from the back of the computer now. It's here.
You're on a light boil.
One of the things that I actually do miss about a lot of the Harleys, and Sarah's Softail is one of the last ones, is the wired wheels. Rubber wired
lace.
You know what I mean? It's like cast wheels are nice. They are. But Sarah's Softail is like one of the last ones with proper spoked wheels, and it's really cool. You know what I mean? It's got that look, still got that look to it. So
do you think that's a gap in the market?
Now it is. Because everybody wants that classic bobber look now. It's the thing. It's the fashion thing now to have a bobber or a.
So, do you know anyone that could construct laced wheels? And...
there's loads of companies out there. You know, it depends on how much you want to pay. You know, it's just like
that's
$2,000 for a set of wheels.
No, I appreciate that.
I didn't pay $2,000 for my bike.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. You get an motorbike for the price of that. So, depends on which way you're going to go with it. You know, I mean, if you're going to buy a bike and leave it alone, or you're going to buy a bike and start modifying it and keep it forever. I mean, I've modified mine to the point of it's like if I trade it in, I'll lose a lot of money.
You never get your money back. No.
Has there ever been a bike manufactured that you look at and should be unmolested?
MV Augusta RR.
No.
What?
No, terrible bikes.
The Brutale.
Yeah.
MV Augusta Brutale. Oh my god.
If you like taking the bike into the dealership every 3,000 miles, then buy an MV Augusta.
It's so nice looking.
Yeah.
No.
I spoke about it on a vlog with even with the ZZR 1400. It's like you look at when Kawasaki say launched the ZZR, and the first demonstrator bike or the first sort of prototype or whatever that they put on a stand would have had stainless steel this, titanium that, and whatever. But see by the time it comes to actual manufacture, when an accountant's get his claws into the bolts and the build quality, and he says you can't afford stainless steel, you must have nickel plated, or you must have this, or you must have that. So if you're buying a bike that's maybe 5 years old, it's just starting to show the signs of the degradation of bolt heads and stuff like that. And that's kind of sort of the area of bikes that I'm into, so I see it more.
Yeah.
So like you end up, that's the first thing I do is like I'll do is custom match all my bolt heads and change everything up.
Is this Simon on his bike?
All right.
Scared shitless I was.
I thought you were a real man. Yeah.
Excellent.
Big fun as well. Aye, big. No. What year is that, Simon? Aye, big fun. 103 big fun. Yeah. There you go. Oh. Yeah. Simon,
Excellent.
where is that? Is that Haines City?
That was Orlando.
Aye, that's what I mean. But is it in Haines? Whereabouts that?
Well, I can't remember where the villa was. It was one of the complexes with all the villas on it.
Is it a golf resort?
Yeah.
I think I've stayed there.
Did you?
Because that's what I'm saying. That's the way I recognised it right away. Is if to say, I'm sure I've stayed in that place.
That was the first ever Harley I rented in America. And the guy said to me, you bring it back with any scratches on it, it will cost you $1,000 on your extra.
That's right, yeah.
But the rental was under $90 a day, so...
It's crazy. They're mental over
absolutely
there.
not. So there you go, I do like my Harley.
There you go, see, at least we're halfway there. I
just can't afford one in this country, yeah.
Oh, God. Don't get me started.
Yeah.
Well, we can, believe it or not, anybody can afford a Harley now. I don't mean that out of arrogance, but you can.
If you said left nut, yeah.
Yeah, no. I could, but I could then only run one bike, and as I ride all year round, whichever Harley I'll get will be orange after the first year.
Yeah.
What, a live wire then?
Ooh.
No, that would be a pile of burning crap after the first day.
I'm not
actually after the first hour it would be a pile of burning
crap. Throwing the new Sportster S at people for a brand new bike. It's for me, and for the value of the bike, it's not that bad. £143 a month or something.
See, I've got a shopping list when I go for bikes. The first one is I've got to be able to commute backwards and forwards daily on it for work.
Well, that's no Harley ever.
No. The second, I've got to be able to go out with the lads at the weekends and enjoy it, and you could do that on a Harley. And the third is the wife has to come away with me when we go away on holiday together on it. So the Harley will do 2 out of 3.
Yeah, that's right.
The GTR does all 3. So
you can't use them to commute. Oh God, no. I would hate to commute in mine. Oh Jesus, no. I would do it if I had to, but oh no.
Yeah, I mean, should my situations change and I can afford to run 2 bikes quite comfortably, then I would like a Harley, but then I would like the electrified. And then I'm looking at 18 grand for a 10-year-old one. So
I'll tell you what, if I win the lottery tonight, Simon, I'll buy you one, mate.
Yeah, all right, cheers, mate.
Thoughts on the Revolution Max engine? Yes, lots of potential, and I do think as the ages go on, that engine is going to make its way into the touring bikes. I think you'll see that engine next in the next Street Glide. I think so. As far as tunability goes, yeah, I think you could wind it up a bit more if you wanted to. But I think your Harley Davidson are rocking a hard place right now. I think they're trying to keep their masses happy, but keep the new generation happy at the same time and bring in new customers. So, for me, I would buy it. I would give it a go. Just like I've never owned a new M8 engine bike. I've always been a big twin owner, and I'm ready for an M8 to give it a go because we're now into the 5th generation, 5 years down the line. But the Revolution Max engine now has been out for a couple of years, so I'd say definitely give it a go. So I think there's a lot of potential for it. Reliability wise, so yeah.
Right. Gareth, that one's just for you. That is in Tampa Bay.
Oh, very nice.
Outside the marina.
That's the Ultra, Streetlight Ultra. Nice big bike. That's the 107 M8. That must have been just recently.
That was the last time I was out there, so that would be 3 years ago.
Right. It's a 107 M8.
I like the way that bike lets the wind hit your vagina.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, you'll never have a sweaty vagina on one of them, mate.
the lad on the Lex Motor Michigan, great little bike Michigans. Yeah, so welcome to the world of biking, Andy. Welcome along on the live stream on a Friday.
Welcome. We're now going to corrupt you. You'll never come back.
Yeah, it's 20 to 10, and after 9 o'clock, everything goes tits up. So,
and it's going to get even more tits up now. I'm about to open a beer.
That's because Zedhead has declared war on Harley Davidson.
No, I did not. No, I did not. I've got my big wooden spoon, honestly.
There we go. Woohoo, another Michigan owner. Yeah, so BBB, she's got Michigan as well. So has
MT Belly. Yeah.
I'm going to be really good here and ask what is a Michigan.
And Ali's sold her
Lex Moto.
Oh,
Aye.
The Iska has
Have
gone.
Learn a
Got a new bike.
Right, cool.
What did you get, Ali? What did you get? And to answer your question, we're meeting at Leighton Buzzard Mackie D at 9:30, 9:15.
Welcome to Bacon. Yeah.
Welcome to biking. You'll never have money again.
Yeah.
Is that
Yeah. New novice biker got his CBT 3 weeks ago. He's got a Lex Motor Michigan. So nice little cruiser bike.
Right. Okay.
I like Michigan. That's a neat little
Single cylinder. What is it? I don't know.
Michigan.
Gareth, I know you touched on it, but what's Harley like when it comes to, say, I'm a new customer? What kind of prices am I expected to pay for, like, a monthly payment for a bike? If I'm to walk out a showroom, what could I expect?
How much do you want to pay?
Just to say an entry level bike, what could I be looking at for an entry level bike?
Right, well,
Sportster or whatever.
Let's just like cut them. Let's just go straight to the meat and potatoes of all this, right? You're not exactly short, so you're not buying a Sportster.
No, obviously.
Right.
Yep,
so you'll have to start off in the soft tail range, working towards the touring.
Yeah.
So your soft tail is going to be starting at around about 14 grand.
Yep.
Right. And depending on how much you deposit, you could be probably 200 quid a month up to 300 pound a month.
Okay.
Right. And that's probably with, you can go and buy what I remember from some of the figures that I've seen getting bandied about 2 years ago. 19 grand bike with zero deposit, it's going to cost you about 300 quid a month.
Okay.
Have
Harley entered the world of PCP in that yet?
Oh, PCP's been around for ages, man.
Yep. Okay.
But the best part about Harleys are, now a lot of people in here might not know, or might do know, right? If you walk into Harley and buy a brand new bike, and you say to yourself, right, I want that exhaust, I want that air filter, I want those grips, blah, 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 blah. They'll fire that on top of the PCP for you.
Okay.
Right, time for real stuff. Bear with me, I'm just going to grab a drink.
Right, so
he's going for a cigarette.
Does
No,
that?
I've got a vape now. I don't need it. I'm going to get some Bucky, mate.
He's
And as they say about the vapes, it's a good way to practice sucking cock.
So I always see when I see somebody taking a vape, I always think of Metal Mickey's penis.
Well, I'll be honest with you. If you're going to buy a bike with a stage 1 in it, which is the best option you're going to have from Harley, you're looking at about 20 grand on a soft tail.
So just for talking's sake, I'm walking into Harley. I'm saying, right, this is a bike I want, but I want this exhaust, these bars, X, Y, and Z.
Aye.
And so, like, after 3 years, I'm looking at taking that back. Obviously, like, for a trade-in or for an upgrade or whatever.
Yeah.
Having all these upgrades on it, does that help when it comes to?
It does, aye. It does.
So
it
they
does
look favourably on that. So that's an interesting thing, because if I was to do that with a Kawasaki, you wouldn't necessarily, because I know for a fact that there's some bikes that I've traded in with Kawasaki that I've put them back to standard before, because an Acro can or anything like that, it doesn't matter.
No, because
I'm not interested. You know, it's like
it's a brand that is basically begging for upgrades there, and it always has been.
Yeah.
Every time I've traded a bike in, they're always quite keen to know like what stage you're at, like stage 1, stage 2, all that kind of stuff. And because they know it's a selling point, because a lot of people just don't want to come in and buy a standard Harley, because Harleys don't sound like Harley standard. Right? They sound like this. Right? They do. That's the noise. But it's when you start putting the bigger exhaust, the bigger headers, bigger filter, blah, 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 blah. That's when you get the real sound of Harley Davidson, Burning in Michigan is Alex what to recruit. It's like a mini Harley wannabe bike. It doesn't matter if it's no bike is a wannabe. It's your bike, and just enjoy what you have.
Exactly. It's got 2 wheels and an engine. It goes from A to B.
Exactly. You know what I mean? It's all personal preference at the end of the day. It's in my blood to own Harley Davidson.
And it's what you can legally ride as well. So it's a starter point.
Exactly. We'll start somewhere. If
you strive to own a Harley, then fair play.
That's your Michigan. So 2.5 grand.
It looks like a Sportster.
It does look like a Sportster.
It's like a mini Sportster.
Sorry, eh?
But they do it. They do it in army green as well, battalion green they call it. So 2.5 grand for the bike, 190 on the road, and it's a nice. Do you know what? Of all the bikes, I actually like the black one the most.
Do you know? It'd be really funny, raking out that front end. Do you know what I mean? Just
I know a guy.
Monkey hangers. Monkey hangers on it.
Do you know what I mean? It's like, why not? It's like, if they want to ride it, just give them it. Give them the 8 hangers. Give them the raked out front end.
That's right.
Go for it. 125 doesn't matter.
If you really want 8 hangers for it and a bigger rake kit, let me know.
Right. Well, I've now got something controversial to say, and it's all about when you're riding along, you give it the nod, right? Yeah. You Harley riders, you don't nod us more normal mortals, do you?
Some do.
Do you?
Some do.
I do because I'm trying to set a shining example.
I'll tell you right now. It's like,
I still do the one that you said on the enthusiastic.
I've got.
I did that at Oakley. I went flying into Oakley and had the camera like.
I can't remember what.
I put that TikTok up, right, and then I was saying on the helmet, and some boy in a sports bike went past, didn't nod, didn't do anything, and Sarah goes, "He obviously didn't watch the TikTok video."
I've got a video sitting ready to be edited right now, and I was actually driving from Dumbarton and back, and a couple of Harleys rode by, and they had cuts on and a hand up, and like. No response, and I was like, "Oh, they must be part of an MCCCCCCC." It's like,
just let it go.
Let's go into this one because one of the guys has just said, Moray's just said to me, he said, "Have you seen the highest song of Keeler?" Yeah, these are just as good absolutely nuts bike these are, and they've just come back into the UK as well. 2022 GV125. All right, they're a lot more money, but God, that engine's nice on that bike.
Yeah, it's a copy of the Mongrel.
Yeah.
No, I like that. Look at that front wheel.
Yeah, it's nice, isn't it?
It's got a big old front wheel on those, but they've just started releasing, so we're actually looking at getting those back into the country again. So
£3,800.
yeah.
Yeah, but if you don't look after it and coat it with ACF 50 every couple of months, it's going to cause you a problem.
Yeah.
You're going to end up with a box full of orange powder. Yeah.
Yeah.
But the thing is, obviously, the best one they did was the old GV650. But when you actually look at the Hyosung GV650, it is very hard to not tell the difference between that and a Harley Davidson. And you'll see what I mean. So GV650, just get an eyeful of that. And you'll see. Yeah, when you actually get in close on the photo, there we go. Hyosung GV650.
That's a weird riding position.
It is a bit, isn't it?
Yeah, but when you actually look at that bike, it screams. Does it not scream V-Rod?
Original V-Rod. Yeah, the 2003 one. Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
I bet they're still fighting patent issues with that.
Yeah, Harley actually took Hyosung to court in America.
I bet they did.
Yeah,
but they wouldn't win because the Chinese have copied things like Land Rovers and Range Rovers, and they've tried to take them to court, and that didn't work.
Yeah, but it got to court. It actually got to court in New York with the president of Harley, the CEO of Harley, standing there saying, "You've copied the V-Rod, the old specs of the V-Rod, right down to they're actually made in Korea." And he stood there and he went, "No, actually, we haven't because we changed the fork angle by 4 degrees. It got thrown out of court."
Yeah, they're
I
clever.
know, but you know though, wouldn't you? You're not riding a Harley. You're riding a.
You're riding a Hyosung, yeah.
Exactly. You'd be like, "This is not a Harley."
Absolutely.
The judge actually turned around to the CEO of Harley. He said, "Yes," he said, you may be an American company." He said, "You've got Coca-Cola." He said, "But then someone comes along and makes something that looks and tastes almost the same, and you call it Pepsi." He said, "You cannot sue a company for making Coca-Cola."
But then there's other companies that do it the right way, like Lifan. When Honda discontinued the CG125, Lifan bought the rights to manufacture it using Honda's designs. Granted, it was substandard materials that they were possibly using to make it affordable. A lot of, I know for a fact that the riding school that I went to, they used Lifans, but they had CGs as well sitting there, which were older, and you couldn't tell the bikes apart. And one of the interesting facts as well, it was you couldn't actually transfer the parts from one bike to the other because of just tolerance differences. Honda's tolerances were just far closer than
I had one in for an MOT today, and it came onto the yard, and I'm looking at it, I'm thinking, God, I said, "How old is that bike? Is that a 1980s?" He went, "No, it's the brand new." He said, "It's a 2018." I said, Honda have actually, and it's the Honda Monkey. If you remember the little Honda
yeah.
And they've re-released it as a new
model. Do you know? Have you not seen Ayrshire Vlogster's post from on Instagram?
No,
he was down at Largs, and there was a whole group of guys out in monkey bike.
Yeah.
All right.
But they were all customized. They all had chrome brake levers, chrome master cylinders, chrome front brake calipers. The lot. There's a big thing with monkey bikes just now.
They're a great little thing. I thought it was brilliant.
I think I would look brilliant in a monkey bike, 6 foot.
I'm going to disagree.
You look like Krusty the Clown riding the mini bike through the loop, wouldn't he?
We had a guy come in today, and he said, "How much is it for an L plate?" I said, "Probably about £5 or something." "Why is that?" He said, "Oh, I need a hard L plate for the back of the bike." I went, "All right." He said, "Yeah, my lad's just been nicked by the local coppers. They pulled him for speeding. because he was doing 42 in a 30. And I went, oh, he said, then they looked at the bike and he'd got no L plate on it. So they threw the book at him for no L plate.
Oh,
Yeah,
jeez.
that happens.
Yeah, 6 points. And he's only had his license 6 months. And I went, well, that's game over then.
Good luck getting insurance, mate.
Yeah.
Oh,
But the thing is, you get 6 points in the first year or so. That's
yeah,
it.
that's right. Yeah.
License gone.
I mean, I remember when I first passed my
Yeah,
test.
that's once you pass
all
your
years
test. I
ago.
don't think that's on a CVT.
You're so precious off it, aren't
Yeah.
you? You have to be. I mean, it's your livelihood, or it's your livelihood or your lifestyle. Am I right?
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, at the end of the day, I
Yeah.
mean, you're either using it to commute or you're using it for socialising.
You look at some of these car drivers that are using those expensive lawyers that are sitting in double digits for points and still driving.
Yeah.
So it's not what you're doing. It's sometimes it's how much of a lawyer you can afford that'll dodge the points for you. Not that I'm condoning going down that road, because that's
It's just playing the system, isn't it?
That's
Harley
exactly it.
didn't have to worry about getting caught speeding.
Yeah, right.
That's like the old boy that keeps getting Beckham off, isn't it? Mr. What's his name? Mr. Loophole or something.
That's it.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
the loophole. Yeah.
And he's very, very clever. Some of
I mean,
the stuff that he picked up, because what was it? There was one or something, some bloke in London, and he parked somewhere, and they tried to clamp his car, and he'd sat in his car, and he said, you're not taking my car. I'm sat inside it.
yeah.
And the coppers turned up and said, if you don't get out of the car, we'll arrest you. You said, you can't, because I'm sat in my own car. I'm going to move it. Well, you can't, because we're seizing your car. He said, well, and they physically removed him. The coppers forced the door and physically removed him from the car to then obviously take the car away and impound it.
Wow.
And the guy actually claimed £10,000 off the police because it was false arrest. They said you cannot, if someone's sat in their car, you cannot physically tow or move that vehicle.
Unless he's committed an offence.
Yeah, exactly.
Obviously, like this is what lawyers prey on. They prey on the fact that what they're doing is ensuring that all protocols have been observed from both sides, from the sort of police side and from the member of public side as well, when it comes to like the Crown prosecution and the defence as well. So yeah, there will be occasions where these lawyers do pick up on a slight blip in protocol that maybe somebody didn't understand at the time, that they can get somebody off. But I think it's few and far between. My brother was a police officer, and like I've got the greatest respect for the police. And like to be quite honest, if I was caught doing something I wasn't meant to be doing on a bike, I would probably just take it in the chin. I wouldn't be looking at one of these lawyers, because it would have been my mistake at the end of the day.
Yeah, I understand that. Yeah.
I'd have put my hands up at the side of the road, fair play. I would probably pray on their good graces, whether I got it or not. That would be in the lap of the gods. But
yeah, I understand that.
They've got a hard enough job, you know. It's like
it's like this bell end that goes around just filming establishments. I think it's Audit in Britain or something they call it.
There's a load of them just now, and I don't.
Yeah, and they just go around with their phone. What are you doing? Oh, I'm just filming. And you know they're doing it just to wind the hell up, out of people.
Yeah. What they're doing is all they're doing is telling the police officers that they know the law better than they do. Yeah. Because what they do is they do it in such a way that they know what they're doing before they actually do it. They know the legislation involved, and then they're waiting for somebody to approach them, and then they challenge them on that. And I've seen it with drone flyers as well. Because there's a lot of areas within the United Kingdom that have got a no-fly zone, but the no-fly zone's only 100 yards or 100 meters high. So they'll fly their drone at 125 meters and then be challenged on it. And then they'll turn around and say, no, you don't know your own legislation because it's 100 meters. My drone just now sitting at 125. I'm out with the legislation, so you can't do anything.
Wow.
That's why I like Section 47 of the Terrorism Act 2003.
Yeah, well, see, this is the thing about it. Paul. That's the whole thing. It's like, I understand this is people bucking against the establishment, and I would never ever say to anybody to let the establishment become comfortable, because it shouldn't. It should never. It should be challenged and questioned constantly. But when it comes to obstructing police time, when they could be off doing more important things and dealing with somebody who's filming something just out of something stupid, it starts to infuriate me.
I just let them get on with it, unless they're filming something particularly sensitive. For example, if they're near a backyard of a police station, if they happen to get registration plates of panda vehicles or plane vehicles,
Yeah.
or if they're capturing images of prisoners, offenders being escorted out of vehicles into custody, that's the only bit I have an issue with.
Yeah.
If they're going to go elsewhere, that's fine, I'll ignore them. But when they start to cross the boundaries of infringing on people's privacy and rights to, anonymity, then that's where the line stops for me.
You see, I'm due to get my shotgun certificate renewed. So normally it's go down the doctor's, give him your form, he signs it off. They've just changed all the law now for shotgun licensing. You now have to fill out a 6-page form, give it to your doctor, and it's stupid questions like, have you had a firearms flag ever put against your license? No. Have you ever thought of suicide, self-harm, multiple sclerosis? Are you safe to possess a shotgun? Do I suffer any bipolar mania or psychological and the doctor's got £75 for your doctor to sign it now. It used to be like, oh, we do it, and it was 25 quid. It's £75 now.
I said, Rev, do you go to a shooting club?
Yes, I do. Yeah.
Just like, is it clay pigeon? Like sport?
It's clay pigeon. Yes, clay pigeon and skeet.
Yeah. So, the likes of obviously like Gareth will be testimony to this, and like with Dunblane, Scotland just don't tolerate it. There has to be a very, very valid reason for holding a firearms license in Scotland. And it's quite a hot topic just now, because there's a lot of organisations in America after the recent tragedy over there that are citing Dunblane as an example, for the simple fact that how many times are they going to let school shootings happen before they do something about it? Now, I'm not going to go into the massive debate about gun laws in the USA, because that's for somebody else to debate other than myself. But as far as I'm concerned, within Scotland, I'm proud of our government for their stance on it.
I agree with that.
The thing is, when I was in my 20s to 30s, I had 5 or 6 shotguns, 3 or 4 decent handguns, a couple of semi-automatic rifles, and one of my shotguns I actually had. It's very similar, the gun that's in Jurassic Park. So it's the shotgun where he folds the stock out. That thing is a 10-shot semi-automatic or fully automatic shotgun. And when we had Hungerford kick off, obviously everyone had to relinquish all their guns after Hungerford. So FA1 licenses got clamped right down on, and they said to me, do you want to use your FA1? I said, you know what, I'll give up. I'll just keep my shotguns, because I do a lot of trap, I do a lot of skeet shooting. But I only go to organised clubs, and it's obviously Phil at the garage now, the big boss. He's got himself a shotgun license. He said, oh, well, you can take me shooting. I said, well, mine's expired, but because I've held a license for so long, it's just a new renewal now. I haven't got to go through the whole procedure of But it's when I spoke to one of the gun cops that I know, I said, oh, I've got to get it renewed. He went, good luck there. And I went, why is that? He said, could it be anything from 6 to 10 weeks? He said, normally we'd push it through in a couple of weeks. It's 6 to 10 weeks at the moment, because everybody is now jumping on the new law where it is an Englishman's right to own a gun license.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And they're trying to get, it's an act of 1812 or something, where everybody is allowed to bear arms. So
that makes me feel ill. That does.
Yeah.
I know. I'm laughing because it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
And you forget about these little laws that are still in place. Like it's every pregnant woman's right to piss in a policeman's helmet.
Yeah.
Which incidentally does you no good because of the ventilation holes. It leaks out.
Yeah. As MT said, shotgun license used to be easy to get than a firearms license, and they restricted all the pump actions to 3 shells. Yeah. My Francia, I actually sold it, and I actually own a Beretta Silver Pigeon. Now I paid just short of a couple of grand for it. My uncle's actually got it down the farm, and he uses my gun. I transferred it all to my uncle when my license ran out. But if I ever need it, he said, just come down the farm. He said, as long as someone's got a shotgun license, you can take your gun out, go shooting with it, bring it back to the farm. I said, well, I'll just get my license back and then I can go shooting again. But it's an expensive hobby. You consider that your cartridges for the weekend is 100 quid. A round of clays is going to cost you £50. That's 150 quid before you've even got out the door.
Yeah.
So it's not a cheap thing to do, and yet people, I want to go in the shotgun. Why? Because I want to go shooting. Yeah, but
okay. So what's more expensive, motorbikes, women, or shotguns?
All free, mate. If you happen to,
I think we need to gauge this on fun factor.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, if you have all 3, I'd imagine you need to.
Well, motorcycles are definitely the most fun factor.
Well, you can certainly ride 2 of them.
Yeah,
that's for sure.
About the other one getting pissed off. Yeah, you can have 2
apologise to any of the females watching this live stream.
Sorry.
From my Scottish brethren.
Z-Head's getting 0 filter.
That's not including, obviously, my other stuff that I've got in the back of the loft. So I've got a HK MP5 in the back of the loft, and I've got myself a Glock 9mm.
And if the police would like to go round and visit Mr. Red Bomb, his address is
Red Bomb, aka Arnie Schwarzenegger.
I used to do a lot of airsoft as well. So I used to go out with the gun. We used to go down to a place in Reading called the Mole, and it's an abandoned. If you Google on YouTube the Mole in Reading, it's a training centre for the police and airsofters. And we went down there once. I went down with one of the gun squad cops. And he actually went down in his unmarked police car. I think they call it an ARV, Paul.
Right.
Well, they have unmarked ARV cars. It probably
so it's the unmarked one. Yeah, we went down in his car to Reading, pulled into the petrol station. Of course, he's still got his police flak jacket on. I'm wearing one with DEA's SWAT across the back of mine. Filled up for petrol, went in to get a coffee, and the local Panda car pulled in. Hello, boys. What you got all that on for? Oh, we've just been shooting. What you got in the boot? And he went, I can't open the boot. Open the boot. I want to see. Of course, he pops the boot open. In there is a shotgun. His proper carbine rifle and his handguns, flash grenades. And he went, and then he pulled his badge out. He went, SO19, piss off, mate.
I'm sorry, Rev. I'm listening to you, man, but I just read something in the comments to the side and I can't keep a straight face.
John Dyard, yeah.
Let me have a look. Hang on.
I've never heard anybody referred to as a man cannon before, but that is brilliant. Does it go off quick as well? Is that the problem?
Oh my God, and a short fuse.
It's a dance squib.
Good thing about sugar. You get a smooth. What's that? He's going on about a smooth bore cannon now.
Why, Sarah? Why do you not call me a man cannon?
I'm a pea shooter.
I'm a pea shooter.
Anyway, this spud gun I've got.
It's a bit like something I saw on Facebook today. There was a little post on there. It said, premature ejaculator, looking for nice fit young woman with nice tits, nice bum. Oh, never mind.
I like that. I remember that one. Super.
I think it should be John Two Pumps. That's his nickname now, John Two Pumps McLean.
Cheers, John.
Johnny pumps twice.
Right, guys, I got to go because it's that time when I've got to sort some shit out and get the kids to bed. So I'll see you, whoever's going on Sunday. I'll see you
at the bike show on Sunday. Yeah, we should be there from, I think it opens at 10. So
I look forward to the ZZR review. I can't wait.
Are you telling me you're not doing the super sausage on Sunday?
No, we got the bike show all day.
Oh.
All your BTR 1400.
It's all right, Gareth. His bike's going to the super sausage. It knows the way, doesn't it? So
that's it. Rev will be doing a vlog like we're going to this new bike meeting. The bike will just turn straight into super sausage.
the bike's gone the wrong fucking way.
It actually found its way to Oxford a couple of weeks ago, so it did well.
It did, and you followed me, and you didn't get lost this time. So well done.
Yeah, and I avoided the dip in the road with the Audi.
Yeah. Well, I thought I'd point it out to everybody.
Anyway, ride safe, everybody, and take care.
Yeah, cheers, buddy. Buddy. Have a good one.
Oh, brilliant.
And then there was 4.
Oh, God. The man cannon. The man
cannon. Johnny pumps twice.
God, this conversation suddenly went completely sideways.
Way down the rabbit hole, didn't it?
It always goes down the rabbit hole on the Friday, doesn't it?
God,
it's where I get into the game.
It's been a real shitty week. I just need to fucking out.
There's been trouble in the Nakatomi Plaza, and 2 pumps McLean's just finished off.
Send in the man cannon.
Yippee-ki-yay.
Yippee-ki-yay, mother. Oh, finished. All right.
Anyway, did everybody else notice the hat change on this man?
Oh, yeah.
Look at that. See, he got in for a costume change and came back out with that crappy hat on.
See?
Careful, or I'll put my New Orleans one on. The wife fucking told me to wear.
I'll put on. I'm supporting Canada Day today. I'll put on the Toronto Blue Jays.
What are you talking about, eh?
Canadians today are celebrating not being Americans.
I'll tell you what, Simon, I'll have to give you one of these. Hang on.
No, not me. What's going on? I'm feeling a bit left out.
It's up the top end. I've got a global racing oil one that I picked up the other day.
I'll tell you my favourite hat of all I've got. Hang on, if I can get it off the wall here.
I'm taking mine off from Rebellion. No, get that away.
Signed.
No, that's a nice hat, man. That's a nice hat.
I've got one that's got it looks like snake skin.
Right, okay.
Yeah, but it's previous owner was Nicky Lauder.
See, the thing is, right, Simon's wearing a typical man, the dad hat. He's wearing the dad hat, you see. That's still dad hat.
I'm pretty fly for a white guy. Come on a bit.
Pretty fly for a white guy. Give it to me, baby.
Too late.
Gareth's going to understand this, right? There's two types of cat wearer, and that's the flat cat wearer, and that's the person that brims a hat.
Aye, that's that one. Aye, yeah.
And then there's in between.
Simon's dad hat.
This is where I dig out the $300 hat.
Hey, I'm sorry, Simon.
There we go.
Oh yeah.
$300 hat and Luke Bryan.
Oh, right, okay, Luke Bryan, yeah.
Luke Bryan, country and western artist, and is hand signed and embroidered.
Guys, do not make me put the Stetson on.
It's got to come out.
Go on, it's got to come out.
Gareth, put on the Mickey Mouse ears. Come on.
Do you want the Mickey Mouse ears?
Go for them. Come on, mate.
Where's my Stetson?
The Stetson was cool. I love the Stetson. The Stetson was fantastic, man.
Anyway, see, was it? Sarah's grabbing it for you. Put the light on as well. Suddenly got off the dark. You know.
Gareth, how was your holiday though? It looked
it was
absolutely
superb.
brilliant.
I didn't want to come home.
No, that's great. That's brilliant. No, I like that.
Oh, look at that.
Now we're
Right. So after me, don't break my heart.
my breaky heart. I just don't think you
And
understand.
poor old bloody Toby Keith, he's got stomach cancer.
That's brilliant, man. Brilliant.
There we're talking. There you go.
Gareth, see the thing about it is, I know they're not Sarah's.
Man, right? I wear these in my
When did Brokeback Mountain come in?
All I'm going to say is we're all no built for girth, son.
Oh, brilliant.
Oh my God, he's got another one.
Howdy, partner.
No, that is nice. I like that.
See,
No, but he's
Simon's
look
that guy,
as if
right?
you had
He
a.
goes to Florida, and I guarantee he's wearing the dad hat, the really short shorts, the white socks pulled up to his knees, and the New Balance shoes.
Yeah.
It's got you nailed.
I see them all the time. I see them walking around Disney, and they're all dressed like, like they're so tourists.
Yeah.
But anyway, I like this Stetson. I bought this one because
That
I
is
was like,
nice.
I had to buy something that was a bit more subtle, as you can imagine.
No,
So
I
you
like
went full Brokeback Mountain.
Bareback company, man.
No.
It's no broke back, it's bareback.
Look at this, it's Brokeback Mountain.
BBB, I feel like I'm watching QVC when everyone trying to sell it.
See,
A lot of people think this is an Alabama hat. It's not. It's I'm an arsehole.
Do we stick with the youth
So,
or do we go with the cowboy?
Zhead is now displaying the Canada hat. We're celebrating Canada Day.
Pro Canada. No maple syrup was consumed.
No, my mate just
Independence Day Monday.
my mate just come back from Canada, so
Yeah,
brought us back a couple of caps.
Canada caps. Oh, there we go. Red Bomb's looking behind his secret closet looking for more hats.
Oh, there you go.
No, mine's all,
Behind the curtain tonight.
mine is all bandanas.
No! I've got the floor delay. I know.
Apparently, that's the best one. There you go.
I like that hat. I've got one of them. I do have one. Yeah.
I ain't got the hair for it.
What, I'm here for a hat?
Yeah.
You have the hair. I don't have any hair. That's why I wear a hat. I mean, it's to give the optical illusion that I'm actually surviving without it, So.
When are you back out to work, Gareth?
I'm leaving. I'm back away in a week. I'll go away again in a week, and I'll be back.
Evening, Paul.
Mid-August sometime.
Right. So I finish for a holiday in the third week in August.
Right.
It'd be great to just try and arrange a wee meet up, even at West Coast or something like that. Just for a coffee and that with you and Sarah. It'd be brilliant, buddy.
No problems at all. I'm hoping to be back by the 15th of August.
Yeah.
All going well. I don't see why I shouldn't be back by then, but as I said, it just depends on what's going on with the company.
It's the following Monday I finish for my holidays, because the 15th my birthday's on the 18th, and then I finish the week after, the Monday after that. So it'd be great when you come back. Once you've sort of got yourself together and that, we hook up for a...
Yeah, no, imagine, no problem at all. Why we can do that? No issues.
Spot on, mate.
Not a problem. As I say, I'm actually going through there tomorrow. I was at Harley's having their Independence weekend or something, so they've got entertainment on and like hot dogs and bits and bobs. So I thought I would go through just go through for the chat, really. So. What's
I'm
the
just trying to work my way up to eating the big Yorkie bar. That's what I'm trying to do.
the big Yorkie bar?
Yeah.
Controversial.
Oh, you might not be aware, Gareth. I've started my Class 1 HGV training. So.
Oh, all right. What's one? Congratulations, and two, why?
Because my employer said we need HGV Class 1 drivers, and I went, oh, I'll put my hand up and went, oh, I'll try it then if you're going to pay for the training. They went, yeah. So I had my medical a few weeks ago and passed that, so I'm waiting for my license to come back with a provisional stuff on it. And I can do it.
Simon, see the medical, is that just eating 5 burgers without keeling over?
You walk in, you bend over, you hand over 50 quid.
Nice.
And you wait for the cold cream, yeah.
Nice. That sounds all right.
And you just hope it's someone like John McClane 2 pumps, yeah.
Hey, doctor, where will I put my clothes? Next to mine, son.
Is it a bunk for one or bunk for two?
It's where you go to the doctors for your prostate exam. You go, Jesus Christ, your hands are cold. And he went, well, I've got both of them on your shoulders, mate.
Oh, I like that. That's funny. Brilliant. Oh, that's superb. So how long does that training last?
The training, they reckon they'll have me done by October.
Right.
Brilliant.
That's all right, eh?
Providing I pass everything.
Right.
Because you've still got to do your theory, you've still got to do your hazard perception.
Right.
You've still got to get in the lorry and drive the bloody thing.
Yep.
Yeah. Aye. Yeah.
But
I can only imagine it's not something that I'm. You know what I mean? I know a lot of people got into it a few years ago because at one point the salary was good, the wages were good, you know, for doing the truck driving. But I don't know what it's like in it, what it's like now, you know. So.
Well, like my mate Duncan works for a haulage company, and during COVID, it was very, very hard for hauliers because a lot of the service stations were shut. So the rest breaks was an issue.
Right.
When it came to them needing to go to the toilet and stuff like that, there wasn't physically anywhere that they could go. And it's not anything that you're going to hear because the government were pushing for HGV drivers to be delivering the food, keeping the food going, but these guys and girls were having to still do this under very, very extreme conditions. So a lot of the sort of older drivers basically chucked it because they're like, nah, we're not doing this anymore.
Well, since they brought in the CPC training and you don't get 7.5 ton automatic on your license when you pass your car test since 1997, and that since around that time, unions have been telling bosses you're going to run out of drivers because you're actually running out of 7.5 ton drivers as well.
Yeah.
And so you're going to run out of drivers, and it's taken over 20 years, and then companies are suddenly going, in 10 years' time, we are going. Well, now they're saying in 10 years' time we're going to have no drivers available.
Yep.
Yes.
My driver's
10 years
license.
ago.
My driver's license still allows me to drive a road roller.
If you passed your car test,
Never been on one in my life.
category C, I think it is now, the car test before 1997, you've automatically got up to 7.5 ton. As grandfather, right? Whether you use it or not.
Yeah, but 7.5 ton with another 7.5 ton trailer.
750 kilo, not 7.5 ton.
Right, well, no, 7.5 and 7.5, is it not?
Yeah.
No, it's 750 kilo, I believe.
No, it's 7.5 ton and 7.5 wagon drag.
It's a wagon and drag. I've got
wagon drag
on the back of my license.
Yeah, wagon drag.
If I can get it close enough.
Yeah.
See that one about there?
Yeah.
That's a 7.5 with a 7.5 on the back.
Yeah.
It's basically like an articulated lorry.
Yeah, 7.5 ton lorry.
I can drive that, and I've never driven one.
Yeah, 7.5 ton, and then you're hauling a 7.5 ton drag unit as well.
Yeah, yep.
That's basically taken over because it used to be HGV 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah.
But now it's just HGV 1 and 2. So 1 is your big trucks. Your 2 is anything up to sort of 20, 30 ton, but single axles or dual axle, not articulated axle.
Yeah.
I can't even think of anybody. I mean, like, I passed my test when I was 17. I would not even consider sitting in a 7.5 ton vehicle without taking some sort of instruction, let alone a 7.5 ton with a trailer.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because it's a hell of a responsibility.
I've got tracked excavator, HGV3, but obviously HGV3 was abolished, so I've got 7.5 wagon drag, but I can go up to 10 ton on mine.
That's crazy.
But I've got loads on mine. I've got like tracked excavator, tractor, road roller.
Yeah, I'm the same, and it's like I
I've
wouldn't even contemplate. A lot of building sites wouldn't allow you on.
Here we go. Simon's let me just share that up. So there we go.
C1E, which is the bit with a trailer, is a vehicle weighing between 3.5 ton and 7.5 ton with a trailer of no more than 750 kilos.
750,
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but that will take you up to, I think, just short of 10 ton.
No.
Yeah.
Which is that's the same as the old HGV3.
But can you imagine somebody like myself who's never even driven a 7.5 tonner driving a 7.5 tonner with any sort of trailer on it?
No.
You can tell all the old folk in this room because I didn't have any of that.
It's friend of mine,
just to beat you all away.
friend of mine has got no HGV license at all, but yet he can drive. I think it's 12 ton motorhome on a car license because it's classed as a motorhome.
Wow, that's a big RV on there.
It's a bloody great big massive RV, and you don't need another test because it's classed as a motorhome.
Rev, does your license start at penny farthing?
It ain't far off of it. I was looking at it the other day because Phil said to me, he said, "Jesus Christ, when did you do your bike test?" And I went, 1982. And he went, "Bloody hell." I said, that's when my license.
My wife wasn't even born.
Yeah. My actual 17-year-old, when I took my full test, was 1983.
Oh my God, my wife wasn't even born then either.
There we go. MT's just said, first vehicle I drove at age 14 was a Massey Ferguson tractor with a trailer on the back. We collected hay bales. Yeah, been there, done that.
Oh my God. Everybody's up with our driving licenses. These are all like...
No, it's like... well, I was 17, so 1973. So I was 1990 when I passed my test. Hence the reason why I've got all of that on. It's like crazy.
Yeah.
Like I say, half of it you wouldn't even contemplate.
You wouldn't need to use, no, because it's all your granddad's rights.
Yeah. My dad...
sorry, I've just been checking my license since I sent it off. That was all my license categories there. I've just checked, and I have now got Class 1 provisional on my license.
Well done. My dad actually passed his driving test in the Falkland Islands.
Oh wow!
And it wasn't. He was.
Did he go out turn right, and he's back where he started?
Straight down the runway, turn round, straight back up again because he worked for Balfour Kilpatrick.
Yeah,
and they were really in the runway lights at Port Stanley after the war.
Wow.
And he was part of the Penguin Patrol.
Yeah. Know all that.
So how long you got to go, Simon, until you go on holiday? What's the
last week of September, first week of October.
Cool. Right, a couple of
not long.
11 weeks to go or something.
Yeah.
It's about
and I should be popping into Orlando Harley Davidson and saying I want that one for a week, please.
Nice.
I want
Just to
that
make
one.
you aware, by the way, Indian Eagle Rider want $300 a day.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous, man.
What?
What I shall do
300.
is I will do what I did before, which is
What-
I will pre-book my bike and pay for it before I leave.
What would you expect? That's a good question for anyone in the UK that's going over to America. What would be a reasonable price to hire a bike for a week? What would you
$300 a day.
expect? Is that the going? Right?
Yep. I was just
The
in
last
there.
time, the last time I was there, it was $99 a day. That was 3 years ago. $99 a day to rent a bike, but you hand over your credit card and they pre-authorize $1,000,
Yep.
Yeah.
which is your insurance.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
And then when you come back, they cancel that pre-authorization and take off what the
Yeah. So basically, they're covering themselves by making sure that you've got the
insurance deposit. Yeah.
yeah.
Well,
Okay.
I'm just telling you what it was 3 weeks ago. I went into Orlando Harley to get a couple of bikes to go up to St. Augustine, and it was $300 a day to hire a bike.
I know they've gone up massively.
Per bike.
I'll tell you what.
3 weeks ago, $300 a day. Yep.
£4 for a bag of pick and mix. I'll tell you what. I bought. If you happen to be on Amazon, someone screwed up on Amazon the other day. Let me show you.
But
what's he going to show us?
Into that, you can get cheaper. There's that website called Twisted Road.
Yeah.
Amazon. My missus is a huge lover of these. Do you remember the Haribo snakes?
Oh yeah.
God, aye.
That is a 10-kilo bag of Haribo steaks. 18 quid. Someone messed up on Amazon and I bought a bag.
That's ladies and gentlemen, that is diabetes in a bag.
She's like, how many do I get per night? So you can have one a night and it's enough there to last you a year. There's 300 snakes in there.
300
They'll probably go off by the time we get there.
I've bought some random crap off Amazon in my days. Like when I've had a couple of gins, a couple of gins, and it's like go to Amazon. I've never ordered a bag of 300 like gummy snakes before.
Okay, keep the kids happy. Our teeth will fall out by the end of the year, but then.
Oh my God! I'll tell you one thing. So I've never seen so many. I've never seen so many bikes in Orlando on all the years I've been going. This year there was a lot of bikes this year.
You weren't down there near Bike Week or whatever it was that was going on, was you? No, I wasn't there. Daytona Bike Week. I wasn't there, and obviously, there was some stuff on. There was a couple. Obviously, there always is bike nights and like the Ace Cafe in Orlando and all that kind of thing. But it was just, I think in general, it's just a lot of bikes out at that time of year. Remember, COVID's kind of come to slightly the end as well for them. So, but as I say, they're struggling with stock. You go to Orlando Harley and it's almost empty. I know, because when I was there, I saw some of your pictures and video. When I was there, the outside area was rammed with bikes. You couldn't move.
It's the guy. I was talking to the guy. They had an ST there, and that was the one that I test rode. And he was just basically saying, as they're doing what they're doing here in the UK, they're buying like pre-owned, pre-loved stock to sell because they can't get the new stuff from the manufacturer. So, because they're selling it as fast as they can get. So they're like paying top money for pre-owned bikes. So if you've got a pre-owned Harley right now, you're sitting on a lot of money gold mine.
Yeah.
In America, anyway. No here in the UK. Here in the UK, they'll take your fillings out at the same time as take your bike.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. They're not giving anybody what they want for their bikes. You know what I mean? Everybody wants top money, but there's been ripped off, and then there's
people taking the piss. Yeah.
Yeah. So now you'll be looking forward to it, man. Florida's awesome.
Yeah. I've always wanted to go from Orlando down to Key West on a bike.
Yeah.
And the year we was going to do it. Tracy and I were in Orlando on our own, and the year we was going to do it, we parked the rental car up at Orlando Harley. We rented a Harley, and I rented it for a week. And I'm talking to the guy I'm picking it up from, and he said, "Where are you thinking of going?" I said, "We were planning on going down to Key West. I'm going to head down to Miami, spend a night in a motel outside Miami, and then head down Key West and see if we can find a motel or something down there. If not, we turn around and come back. I just want to go there."
Yeah, down
and
the road. Yeah.
And he went, "Hurricane Matthews on the way in. I wouldn't head anywhere near Miami."
Yeah. Right,
and we went, "Oh shit, okay." And that picture I showed you of us outside Tampa Bay, that day we rode all the way to Tampa Bay.
Yeah.
And we went round the marine place and everything else, and had a little ride around Tampa Bay and found a little motel which turned out to be a flea pit. Well, we basically spent our time in North Florida.
Oh yeah.
Just seeing what we could find and just riding towards somewhere. And it's late now. We'll get a motel, and there's a motel there with a diner opposite.
Yeah.
And that's what we were doing. Yeah. And when we got back into Orlando the day before, we was due to take the bike back. Now, of course, I got my normal phone on me. I hadn't bought an American phone that time. I got my normal phone on me, which I've turned everything off so I don't get charged for the earth. And that night we pulled up into the Red Motel in Orlando, checked in. I've gone in, I've connected to the Wi-Fi, and my phone went absolutely mental with messages, etc., from Orlando Harley. "Can we have our bike back, please? We're shut tomorrow."
Right, wow.
And it was 6 o'clock at night after we checked in. And I went, "Right, okay, we'll go now to see if they're open." We went down there and the gate was shut.
Right.
So we rode back down Orlando Strip. We ended up going to Compone's and Dunkin' Donuts and all sorts. Went back to the hotel. Well, the next morning we got up, the rain was coming sideways. And there was the senator for Florida on the TV saying, "If you do not leave Florida now, you will die." And we're like, "Oh shit, this is real." This is getting really bad. The day before, we was on Daytona Beach, and it was lovely.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
So we were like, "Okay, well, Orlando Harley is shut. What do we do?" And I said, "Well, we'll go there, and I know we can get to the rental car because the rental car's behind the gate, but it's one of them gates that just pull across, isn't it? It's not a." I said, "We'll get a load of clothes and bits and pieces and anything we want out the rental car, and we'll just head north on the bike. We'll keep the bike and we'll come back in a day or two whenever it's safe." As we pulled in round towards Orlando Harley, the gate was open. So I thought, "Oh, that's handy. The gate's open. I'll ride straight to the car." Now, bearing in mind, the rain's coming sideways. We're both soaked. As I'm riding diagonally across the car park, there was a guy standing in the doorway of Harley, waving at me and calling me over. I thought, "Oh, there is someone here. That's handy." So I started heading towards him. As I did, he opened the big doors and waved me straight into the showroom. So I've ridden straight into the showroom in this Harley. Stopped. Tracy's got off, soaking wet. Said, "Can I have the car keys?" Gave her the car keys. She's going to get changed. The guy that was standing there was the CEO of Orlando Harley, the thing there. And I'm chatting away to him, and he said, "Oh, we're so glad we got the bike back. It's a $60,000 bike." And I'm like, "Well, I'm sorry, I couldn't get hold of you. You couldn't get hold of me yesterday, but my UK phone, I don't do data or anything. So if you'd actually physically rung me, I would have answered."
Yeah.
But anyway, he called a guy down to check the bike over who lived local. He came in, and the bike was absolutely minging, covered in mud and all sorts. I've ridden it there. And they charged $250 for an excess cleaning fee.
Oh my!
And he looked at the bike with his clipboard, and he went, "Oh," and this CEO went, "No, waive all fees. We've got the bike back. It's all good." And so I just paid me 5 days at $99. And he gave me his email address and that. He said, "Next time you're over, let me know you're coming, and we'll sort you out." So I'm hoping he sticks to that, because that was about 3-4 years ago.
This is like Eagle Riders taking over it now.
Have they?
Eagle Ride, yeah. That's what I'm saying. You go up to Orlando Harley, and you've got the dealerships in the left door, and you've got Eagle Rider in the right, and that was what they were looking at $300. And I just went, and you don't want to take it without the insurance over there, do you? They're all crazy. You know what I mean? For as much as I love going over, they're nuts. You know, so.
Well, I shall see, because there's the other Orlando dealership on the main strip for Orlando.
Yeah.
Where the shops, there's another one there, so I might see there. I might start looking up, see what's about.
Because I think I have a look, and I mean that's what I just went. I'm not paying that, not a chance, you know. But the road I will suggest that you take it up is the A1A heading up towards Jacksonville.
Oh yeah,
because that's what we did. We took the car up, put the roof down, and drove all the way up to St Augustine up the A1A. So we were over to New Smyrna Beach and went north, and it's a total beach road all the way up, and it's beautiful.
I've ridden some of that. Because that was one of the roads they recommended when we couldn't go down to Miami. They said go Daytona Beach, get the A1, whatever it was.
Yep, A1A.
Right up there. There's lovely palm trees and everything else. Beautiful scenery.
There's like bars overlooking the beach and everything. We just pulled over and sat there and went, "Why do I not live here?"
Yeah.
It's just
we've probably been to a lot of the same places out there actually.
Oh, probably. Yeah. We probably. I mean, fortunately, we don't have any kids, so we try to go at least twice a year if we can.
Yeah.
You know, this is my work and my time off that halfway. So. I mean,
how was the Mustang though?
It's all right. It was a 5.0. Great car to drive. No complaints. Fast, thirsty. They're always thirsty. They're always thirsty. But good car to drive. Put it in sports mode. We've got sports mode in it, track mode in it. Too much to say there's delight when I was driving it, and but it's just it's a nice all-round car, but it's a complete difference between the American Mustang and the British Mustang.
And in what sense? What would you say? Would you say the American one's better, or
the American?
So the UK version's toned down then?
Yeah, the American one feels better. It's built by Ford America.
Do you think would Ford America make you a right-hand drive Mustang and import it for you?
Well, I don't think they would. You'd have to probably convert it yourself using
when you bring it over.
But
because you would want the best of both worlds. You would want the American version, but in UK spec, wouldn't you?
Yeah. Well, I would just buy a left hooker and just drive it over here. You know, because
pulling out. Is it clear?
That's all. Because when you get into the British Ford Mustang here, and I test drove one. And all I could every time I touched a bit on the dash, it was squeaking.
Right.
Creak, like Ford bits.
Yeah.
Right. You get into the American one, and it's true what it says when it comes up on the screen. Built Ford tough, and the Americans build a good Ford. You know, like look at the big Raptor they have over there compared to the one they have here. You know, so it's different altogether. You know, it's just. It's a different car, you know what I mean? It's like it's all the trim that looks cool, you know. When you get a British Ford Mustang, not all of them, but they get the British one. It's got chrome window surrounds, and you think to yourself, I don't want that in my Mustang. You know what I mean? It's like you get buy an American one, and it's gloss black or matte black, and it's cool paint jobs. Whereas British one, they'll do it in a nice blue colour.
Right, I'm going to sign off and hand over to Simon now for the next little bit of the after show party, because I've got to be up. I've just realised what the bloody time is. It's I've got to be back in the garage for 6 in the morning to get all these bikes ready for the weekend. So
plenty of time.
Yeah, party time over on Simon's channel now. So down here, Simon GTR 1400. Jump on his channel. Cheers, Stu, for coming in. Thanks, Gary. Thanks,
very welcome, man.
That's been on the side chat with us. I'm going to get out of here quickly, rather than be the 10-minute waffle that normally takes me to get out of the channel. So thanks very much, boys. Catch up with you over the weekend. Simon will probably see you Sunday at the bike show. Gary, Stu, have a great weekend, boys. And hopefully we'll see everybody up at the bike show Sunday. Till then, take care. Good night. God bless to everybody. Be well and ride safe. And as always, it's a big goodbye from me. Take care, everybody.
Bye.